Jamie, is this Lee Williams' first game for the year?
Yeah.
Bloody late.
I think he's been working.
Because he couldn't kick a goal last year. He kept getting the football, but where's he from?
I think he's Victorian. He's big player in that Eastern Football League, right? Yeah. That Div 1.
Yeah, it's good competition and kept getting it. There was another forward here last year, Williams and some. I can't think of the bloke's name. That's an age thing, mate. But yeah. Williams kept getting it and missing.
Yeah. Well,
so you qualified for how many games? Is it 5? You pretty much have to. Yeah, pretty much have to play every game.
Yeah.
Because I reckon he'd be in your best 22.
Target like that. Rarely drops them.
I couldn't find you out there. I just looked down below you.
Look what it's strapping.
Knee level. Yeah.
So it's just you and me, hey?
Yep.
Yep. Right, so you're doing the call by call and I'll just do the
special comments?
Yep.
Yep. Are you right?
Yep. Yep.
Look at you. Some people, buddy, come. They haven't got a pen. They haven't got their glass.
No, I usually got my commentating folder, but I was
Yeah.
I was running late, so I just grabbed the pens. I knew there'd be paper, so I'd be right. So you got your one, yep.
You're all good to do the headphone stuff, Ian?
Yes. Yep. I'll do that for both. Yep. Good win.
Oh, they just switched off at the end. We either start really slow and then come back hard,
Yeah.
and then we did the opposite this game. We started off really well. Which
I think you might have been a bit cocky. Thought you had it in the bag.
Yeah, they just switched off. They just totally.
You had enough of a lead. You were never going to lose, but
Like that's when I started getting wild because I'm like, girls.
you finished up down back.
Yeah, like having to, because I'm sick. Like I've been crooked for like. I only went back to work this week. 2 weeks up leading to that, I was cactus.
Shit.
I've never been so sick for a long time. That's why when SEN wasn't doing their call this week because they didn't have an ops person in Melbourne.
Oh.
I was like, oh, that's all right because I reckon playing will take that last bit of energy that I've got. And then Tara messaged and was like, Tasha,
Yeah, poor bugger.
please. And I was like, oh, I'll be a bit late because I'm playing, but I'll be there.
But it started off where everyone wanted to do it, and then
it just fades away. Yeah.
like everything. Well, it's a game that Palmy just need to win because they've got
If they don't do
Point and Nightcliff snapping at their heels.
do we know the results of the other games?
No. The main, I haven't got them, but I think that the other one's a 7 o'clock game. That's
I think there was one that was at. Let's see. Alright, so it looks like St Mary's beat Buffs. Men's.
yeah, that doesn't matter for Palmy.
Yep, this one's already started, so it's in progress. And then that's kind of starting at the same time. So I'll keep an eye because I think someone made a complaint, and today, even with the women's games, they've been doing each goal, they've been doing the score live on
So
this.
they bloody should.
I'm like, you got enough people there?
Yeah.
Like, surely, not everyone got a TV or anything, they just want to see a score.
And this time of the year it's getting close. All right, we've got 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever you just want to start doing the
You'll start it off.
game stuff. Just...
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season from Cazalys Arena here in Darwin. I'm Natasha Medbury. With me tonight is Ian Butterworth that will do in the call, and we're here for the round 13 action, the 2022-23 Men's Premier League competition tonight. Southern Districts are taking on the Palmerston Magpies. So it'll be a pretty good game, I reckon. So Districts, they're doing well. And the last time these two teams played, of course, out at home, Magpies got the win, but it was taken away due to playing too many fly-ins, Butters.
Yeah, look, it was an administrative error, and Palmerston, unfortunately, Natasha, they've got a couple of teams snapping at their heels. Palmy currently in 5th place, 2 points ahead of Nightcliff and Pint, and they play today also in round 13. Southern Districts, of course, on top of the ladder, 6 points clear. So Districts have got plenty to play for, but by gee, Palmy have also got plenty to play for. And Palmy, they've got some good ins. Of course, they've got Eddie Betts back in, and he'll make a big difference because he's just their major goal kicker.
He is, and I think he kicked 5 last time against them as well.
Did.
So he was best on ground and absolutely won that game off his boot for them. But, you know, I look, and you're going to go through a couple of other players there as well. It's not the same team that come up against Southern Districts, but I bet they would have gone through and made sure they didn't have too many fly-ins for this game.
Indeed, Travis Farco, he's in, and Big Cameron Pedersen also playing. Jonathan Farah, been a little bit disappointing, but Ashton Hams has been an absolute star.
Yeah,
I reckon,
he has been. And, of course, coming off a really big season as well with the Cairns Lions over there where they won the premiership. So, you know, he's been enormous for them back there as well. But, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. The ground, I've just finished playing myself, Butter, so the ground's held up pretty well. But in the middle, right in the middle, they've moved over the centre circle just closer to the where we're sitting here in the commentary box, due to the middle there where the cricket pitch usually is absolutely mud and water.
Oh,
you could see in the girls' games we only went through there if we had to, but we tried to go around if we could. But of course the guys are going to have to go through there. But I tell you what, the ball doesn't bounce and you can't run. You're sinking about 3 inches into the mud.
And you tend to go through on tiptoe, and you wonder why. Southern Districts, they've got Michael Bowden back, and Bowden and Mazzini have been terrific down back for them. So they've got a pretty solid back line. So Eddie Betts needs to be on his game, and of course Matthew Dennis always he's just been an absolute star, probably for 10 years, I reckon, most of them with the Palmerston Magpies, but now transferred across to Southern Districts, and he's just continued on as he had played for Palmerston for 10 years.
You know, we miss him. You know, I said hello to him at half-time when we were walking off our game, and they were doing a bit of a warm-up, and he's really been missed at Magpies, I feel, but yeah, he's still one of the best players, I think, that's been playing up here. And of course, I think it was a couple of seasons ago, Butters, he only played about 5 games, I think, and come second or runner-up in the Nichols medal because he got best on ground every game that he played. So he nearly actually got away with it.
And but one interesting in for Southern Districts is Big Lee Williams playing up, and he'll play up at full forward. He played last year, and it's his first game, so they just need to play him every game to qualify him if they wish for the finals. But bounce is just about, they don't bounce it anymore.
No, they're going to chuck it up, and of course it's been overcast. It's very windy out here in Palmerston or across Darwin today. The first time we haven't had rain during the day for about 3 weeks, I reckon it was. I think Christmas Day actually it didn't rain except at night. But we're looking at good conditions here, but the breeze is actually favouring not the grandstand and the left side of the screen. So whoever's kicking down there might get a bit of a goal advantage to start with.
And Elijah Davey, where does he fit into the scheme of things?
That's Froggy Davies' son. So the twins that got drafted to Essendon, that's their younger brother.
Yes, okay. Here we go. Bounce. Ball up. Dennis wins it down, as usual. Handball comes out. Varco gets it, kicks it. The grandstand side. Favouring. Running hard at the footy, out of bounds. But at least Palmy in attack, so a good tap from Matthew Dennis, but Palmerston got the clearance.
And Will Farrell looks like he started on the wing there, so that's an unusual position for him to start, but, you know, they're changing things up by the looks of it.
In ruck again, Dennis in front, knocks it down to a teammate. Away they go. Caught, good tackle, play on called the umpire, rightly so, dispossessed. Palmerston, everything, head down, backside up. That's what they need to do all game, not just at the start of the game. Good tackle, ball, the crowd yells. Play on called the umpire, correct call. The Maggies have it. Oh, Guthrie onto his left, kicks on goal and misses to the left.
He actually kicked it the breezes. There's a slight breeze coming across as well, so he kicked it the right way there, but the breeze didn't bring it around enough.
Brodie Lake to bring the ball back for Southern Districts. Districts will clear on the outer. One bounce. Away they go. It's Jake McQueen, good player. Ball out of bounds. And I can remember the last game that I did was Waratah and Southern Districts for the top of the table game, and it was Southern Districts that got the first goal. Ronald Fijo inside 20 seconds. So we're a bit late. We've played in a minute and a half, and we haven't got a score.
We haven't got a score yet. Oh, we got one. We got one.
Yeah, the Maggies have got the score. Matthew Dennis up in the ruck, wins the tap. That's 3 in a row he's got. Chasing hard. Districts now find their mojo. This man's won 2 Sandover medals. Kicks on goal and kicks it. No, he scores a level, a point each. And that was Jai Bolton. With Claremont, 2 Sandover medals. Not a bad effort.
Oh, that's a pretty good effort. It's hard to win them over there as well.
I think there's only 16 that have won multiple Sandover medals, and he happens to be one of them. Palmerston bring the ball back. Backs to Mensch, the left footer. Turns it over. Away they go. Handballing. Very good Southern District. Oh, and it's a beautiful tackle. Well played.
It's a good call there by the umpires, of course. Tom Brittlescombe, Jacob Port and Cypress Hart are the umpires.
And that was Enrique Andrews, who showed a bit of pace. Ball on the outer. The scoreboard still shows the women's score, 7-5-47 to 5-4.
It looks like they haven't got a scorer over there yet, so they haven't been able to second anyone to go over there and do the old scoreboard.
We'll have it on. Magpies running into an open goal. No, kicks it forward, short. Onto the left boot, Josiah Farah kicks on goal. I reckon that was Josiah Farah. Yeah. And he's nailed it.
He has. Good work by Eddie Betts on the line there as well, but good work by the Magpies on the far side there, just to transition to the footy, but it all started with that holding the ball centre half back. So good work to the Maggies, and the first score on the board, Josiah Farah. So he started up forward. We've seen him play forward a little bit. When he's injured, he goes up forward a bit more. So he's coming back from a hamstring injury. So I reckon that's why they've got him up forward. And Will Farah, his brother, that we're used to seeing up there, isn't playing there. And here he comes marching to the wing. So just a few changes, but he's up against Fijo by the looks of it.
It's interesting, Will Farah. I don't think I've ever seen a player with a greater vertical leap.
Off 2 feet.
Yeah, off 2 feet. And in fact, he hasn't played a lot of football for the last 2 years, and just a little bit out of touch, Will Farah, as Dennis gets the tap again. That's 4 out of 4. Knocks it down to Mensah. Mensah kicks the ball forward.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good mark. The umpires called that. Yeah, I reckon he had enough of that. That was a good contested mark. That was Luke Smith.
So, and he's a noted goal kicker, Luke Smith. Left of centre, as we can see on the screen. Man on the mark, probably 25 metres from goal. So distance not an issue. It is the angle.
Yeah, the breeze as well. So this is going to take a really, really good kick. And normal conditions, it would be definitely gettable, but it's really swirling out there at the moment. So the breeze is sort of changing direction a little bit.
Luke Smith, Maggie's 1-1. He can square it up. Smith kicks on goal and kicks it across the face of goal. Probably measured it a little bit, but a lovely pick-up, front and square, which is where small forward should be. And Thomas Bousted nails the goal for Districts. All square after 5 minutes, 1-1, 7 apiece.
Yeah, the defenders there for Magpies should have punched that one through. It dropped short, and that's that breeze, that's a little bit of the swirly breeze. It held up there and just front and centre, and the Magpies' defence just got caught napping there. So need to stay goal side, of course, as you know, in those front and centres. So well done to Boasted there.
Was indeed. Matthew Dennis, they've had 4 ball ups, and he's won each of them. But Palmerston got the first clearance, which is important. So it doesn't matter who wins the tap, it's who gets the clearance.
Yeah, it's who gets the clearance, that's it. And, of course, a lot of these midfielders are used to Matty Dennis as well. So.
Yeah, and his dominance. Dennis, once again, knocks it down. Running hard at the football. Left foot into goal. Knows where they are. Knows where they are. Matt Shannon, he is class.
That's a great goal. He saw the big sticks there and went for it. There was no other option there. He was going for the goal, and that's a great goal in these conditions. And they've got 2 quick goals on the board, Butters. So Just a little bit dangerous there.
Yeah, and once again, that was the value of winning the tap. And Matt Dennis got the ball from the handball, ran into not an open goal, but it still had some distance to carry. But he read the breeze beautifully, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was a really, really good kick there by Matt Shannon.
Did I say Matt Dennis? It's just Matt Shannon.
You said Matt Shannon. No, so we've gone, 6 minutes in the first quarter, and Southern Districts are in front, 13-7.
Shane Miles, opponent there, the Palmerston Magpie ruckman, is Matt Dennis's opponent. I think he's got some work to do. His job, I think it's his first game, I reckon.
You can just see on screen there, see that bit patch where it's a bit longer grass there and it's black? That's the mud.
On the far side, yep.
That's the mud bit. The umpire actually ran around it as well to go do that ball up.
The defensive Palmerston up to the task. Handball out. Baxter Mensch on the run, didn't get it.
Yeah, that was a bit dangerous there, so the high is called. It's going to go to John O'Farrell.
Good free kick, Jonathan Farrer. They're the ones the umpires have got to get, the high tackles. Goes to Mensch. Mensch, one way, then onto his favoured left foot. Kicks forward. No mark taken. Good effort there by the big man,
Pedersen,
Josiah Farrer.
And Pedersen out there as well.
Pedersen, yep.
So
they've got a bit of power up forward, bit of strength, bit of goal-kicking ability, and they'll need it because, as we mentioned at the outset, they are 2 points clear in 5th place. It's a must-win game for the Maggies.
It's almost like it's a finals type.
Pretty much,
game,
you're right. If they want to play finals, they've got to win this. High tackle.
And they know that well as well. They've been talking about it during the week, so they've treated it like a finals type game. And there's 50, yep.
Sexton.
So 50.
Yeah, 50 kills you, doesn't it? Back in the old day when it was 10 metres and then 15 metres, we thought 15 was a long way. But 50...
Oh, it's a good 50 as well. I reckon that's 100.
I reckon you're right, Natasha Medbury.
So there was infringement there. So the player actually come from the side and ran with the Southern Districts play, which you're not allowed to do, so the second 50 was given.
Yeah, and warranted.
Yep, you know the rules.
Yep.
This is going to be costly for the Maggies.
So Jack Sexton, pretty much directly in front. Could throw this over.
Oh, I missed one from down there today. Just the breeze there.
Jack Sexton,
he's just got it in.
He did.
So 3 quick goals in about the last 2 minutes here in round 13. You're watching Southern Districts take on the Palmerston Magpies. So top of the ladder, Southern District Magpies are playing finals type footy here to stay in finals contention. And we've gone already 8.5 minutes, and Magpies are stuck on that 1 goal, and Southern Districts have kicked 3.
And they did it easy, but they haven't had it inside their forward 50 subsequent to that. Districts have just done everything. They've ruled the roost, mainly through Dennis in the middle, and they've got the clearance.
So it looks like Pedersen's come in.
Into the ruck. So the big body of...
try and bash him a little bit, I think.
Yeah. But I think Matthew Dennis has probably had blokes like that for a long, long time oppose him.
He's such a star, just a gentleman on the field and off it, Matty Dennis.
Up they go. Dead heat, I reckon. Both had a bit of had a touch of that. Picked up by Lucas. Lucas kicks it ball forward, but in front. Nice mark there to Fraser Driscoll. He takes him getting through. Handball out on the far wing.
Good hands
doing it
there.
easy. Yeah, it was.
Hands.
Dylan McLaughlin. I saw him play in the Magoos or the Twos a couple of weeks ago and earned his place in the ones. And McLaughlin kicks up, ball out of bounds, 10 metres around from the Southern District's goal.
And the Maggies forwards there with that ball entry, they need to know that with the breeze, the ball's dropping short up that end, so they need to make sure they're in front. The ball's not going to come over, whereas down the other end, the ball will float over.
So someone down back has got to organise that down for the
Someone's got to be
Magpies.
talking to them.
Yep, exactly right. Over the back, Pedersen probably got a fingernail to that one. Ball on the ground, in dispute, well inside the forward 50 for Southern Districts. Handball out, not the right option. Jonathan Farrer overruns it. Baxter Mensch working hard as usual. Gets it out to Farrer. Mensch, they've been just terrific early. And a lovely mark over the top.
A little bit of hang time there by Betts.
There's our man, Eddie Betts. Play on, called the umpire. Yeah, good call. Didn't have time.
Here's Elijah Davey now. He'll show his speed. He did there, Butters.
A typical Davey. Gets it forward to Lambton, who played a terrific game a couple of weeks ago. Stephen Lambton, the best game I've seen him play in a couple of seasons. And the ball now has been transferred. The transition was so quick to the Magpie forward line. So in the forward pocket, 15 metres around for the Magpie full forward.
Yeah, I agree with that call there with Lambton. Best game that I've seen him play as well. So dangerous opportunity here, and watch Eddie Betts around the ruck. Bit of push and shove. Pie throws it in, drops short. Matty Dennis smashes it away. Quick kick. Oh.
Used his body well, Brodie Lake. And defensively, a rush behind.
So there's that man. So Will Farrer has gone forward now, so they've moved him off the wing.
We haven't got time to blink. Ball kicked in by Southern Districts. Favouring the outer wing. Picked up by Jai Bolton. Bolton by hand to McLaughlin. McLaughlin has the footy. Kicks it forward, and the man in front, pay the mark, pay the free kick. Choose what you like. In any case,
here's the switch.
It'll be Morgan Morris to get it.
Lucky, very, very lucky there, Ryan Wharf. He earned the free kick, but they were doing the switch there, Butters, but it just, I don't know what he thought about there. It wasn't 15, that little kick.
And he's not well either, the young man. Onto the left foot, gets it out wide, does it nicely. Palmerston under the scoreboard. 19 plays 8, as we can see. Have they fixed it up yet? They haven't, have they?
Oh, bit of hang time there.
He actually threw him after the... and that man up there was Rodney Nagawali.
Yeah, you're right there, Butters. I thought that he was sort of speared to the ground, a bit dangerous there, so the umpire let it go.
Pedersen gets the ball forward, and it is Fraser Driscoll once again down back for Districts. Gets the ball out. One way, then the other. Jake McQueen, he's another good player for Southern Districts. Just unsung heroes, Southern Districts. No egos, and the ball goes forward, and they've got the minor score. So Southern Districts at the 12-minute mark move on to 3-2. Palmerston Magpies 1-2. Maggie's got the first goal, but Districts have ruled supreme subsequent to that.
Yeah, here at Cazalys, of course, Magpies home ground. Round 13, so first game after the Christmas break, so trying to work off all the Christmas food.
Charlie Lucas, that's probably a mark. No, not out in cricket, said the umpire, play on. That actually, that's a good decision by the umpire then, because that Southern Districts player dived into the boot or into the legs of an opponent, so no free kick. Magpies. McNaughton gets the ball, the free kick to Orlando Turner. Turner goes forward on the outer. Handball, up and under. McNaughton once again. Kicks it forward. Who's down there?
Yeah, good.
Only the defence of Southern Districts.
Poor kick there, Butters. They were all on there, the Districts, and here they go, the transition of footy of the switch of the play.
Maney. Running around. They just never stop. They never stop, Southern Districts.
Here we go.
Shannon Rusk has got them working beautifully and just runs into an open goal. Ronald Fijo. Took a little bit longer than it did a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, but at the 14-minute mark, 13.5-minute mark, Ronald Fijo gets his first. Southern Districts 4-2-26. Palmerston Magpies 1-2-8, and Districts doing what they like.
Yeah, they are, and it's that forward entry into the Magpies forward 50 there, didn't actually make it to the 50. The Magpie forwards are a little bit back, and that's what I spoke about, that ball's dropping short. So the kick wasn't the best kick, but it went straight to a Southern Districts player who switched the play, and they were on the fat side, and just a good transition of hands into the forward 50 for Southern Districts. Ronald
Fijo moved across from Wanderers at the start of the season, has been an asset without any shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, big time. Was down playing down south as well, and was very unlucky not to get drafted, I thought.
Is that right?
Yeah, yep.
Good bounce by the field umpire. Dennis once again. He's won 5 out of 6. Kicked off the ground. Districts do anything they can to get the ball forward. On the ground, the Palmerston Magpie defence, not high. Play on called the umpire. Hams in there, taken to the ground. Was he tackled high in the first instance?
Yeah, that one was high.
Good free kick by the umpire.
So there's all one-on-ones around the ground. There's no one, so he's going to have to go back. They're trying to switch the play up here and transition the footy back up the ground.
That was McNaughton. Now they've switched play. Good read, Natasha.
But see, they're just taking a little bit there slow, Butters. So they took their time, and Districts were able to transition back over there.
McLaughlin, tackle, but he got it away. That was Smith. Kicks it forward with the defence once again. Andrew Green
was terrific.
Yeah, that's Anthony Tracy as well with that kick. He's a brilliant season so far for the Palmerston Magpies. He was a rookie on the West Coast Eagles list.
Ah, here we go again. Magpies inside forward 50. Slick handball out. And Elijah Davey kicks it forward. Out of bounds on the full.
Oh.
No.
Eddie, and he plays on quickly.
Eddie Betts kicks to the top of the square. Can he kick a goal? He can. Can he kick a goal? Eddie Betts, looks like he's done that 1 or 2 times before. Eddie Betts got a pretty important goal for the Magpies as we hit the 16-minute mark. 2-2-14, trailing Southern Districts 4-2-26.
He was just awake to that. The ball was close to the boundary line, and I think he hit it back into the Southern Districts player's leg, so it went out of bounds.
So
on the
he
full.
got the full.
And he grabbed it straight away. And yesterday he had a clinic down here with Coles, and basically he was showing the kids how to kick from that pocket, like how to hold the footy and get those snaps that he gets, and he just displayed it there. Such a quality player, Eddie Betts. Love watching him play.
No one out there at the left half forward to give him the Eddie Betts fan club out there.
And it's not his pocket, that one. They love the pocket here in front of the grandstand. They call the Eddie Betts pocket now.
So Pedersen up against Dennis. Dennis has won 5 out of 6. Pedersen squared one up. Dennis once again just timed it beautifully. Ball on the ground, picked up by Shannon. Shannon onto the left foot, kicks forward, over the back. Mark dropped, should have been taken. Desperate defence by the Magpies. Handball to no one in particular. Kicked outside defensive 50. The Maggies are away again. Guthrie, he won't drop the mark. Has a bounce after 5 metres. Kicks forward. Or was that on his right foot? He's non-preferred, doesn't matter. Got it forward. Guthrie again. He's just one of the reigning joint Nichols medalists. But here he is, the Southern District's best player so far. And that is Fraser Driscoll. Holds them up, down back.
Man, the good hand pass there.
McLaughlin, another good handball.
Advantage paid as well.
McLaughlin kicks it forward. Mark taken. Calling out wide. Probably went the wrong way. Districts to kick on goal. Too far out to score. Running around in circles. Not the best way to play. Jake McQueen. But he kicks it forward and does enough.
Yeah,
and Luke Smith.
Magpies defence did well there to make them have to go to that fat side. When they got the ball out this side, they looked like they were going directly into the 50, but they were able to sort of hold them off and make them have to
Luke
kick wide.
Smith had a kick from the other flank. Let's see if he can handle the wind this time. Within kicking distance.
It's a tad bit easier kicking from that side.
Yep.
So see what he can deliver here.
Luke Smith.
Looking for their
Very
5th goal.
deliberate.
Oh,
Kicks on goal and no.
once again, Magpies there. So it's gone out of bounds. So I think it's going to be a boundary throw. And they're just discussing this here if it's hit the behind post, which I reckon it has. So it's a boundary throw. And so the Magpies defenders, once again, instead of punching that through, they nearly allowed a District's mark. In the end, it's hit the behind post.
I wonder if they're frightened to punch it through in case they get a free kick paid against them. But there's enough pressure. I'm sure the field umpire wouldn't allow that. Ball in front. Taken high initially. Play uncalled. Oh, that's a high tackle. And a bad high tackle.
Yeah, so this is Jake McQueen, I think it is. And just watching here, just off to our right here, Butters, it looks like John O'Farrell is actually doing a concussion test. So that's not good news for the Magpies if he can't come back on.
Jake McQueen's had plenty of it to line up for the 5th goal of the term. McQueen. What's he got to do here, Natasha? Where's he got to aim?
Just put it out to the right-hand goalpost just a little bit, and the breeze should bring it around. So he started it well. Here goes the breeze, and there we go. No, straight
you
through.
read it beautifully. You read it beautifully. I thought he was too far to the right. So McQueen's knocked it through. 5-2-32. Palmerston Magpies 2-2-14. The Maggies, they've got some teams snapping at their heels. We're just about to tick into time on, and it's Southern Districts comfortably.
Yeah, 18 points of difference here at Cazalys Arena. Listening to Ian Butterworth and Tash Medbury. So, as we said, it's like a finals-type game here for the Magpies if they want to play finals. Haven't played finals for a long time. 6 rounds in, we looked like we were shoo-in for the finals, and, of course, we got ourselves into a bit of trouble, which 2 games were taken back as a forfeit, so 60-0, so our percentage went down, and we whacked a big fine too. So
yeah, you got a whack of percentage, and but them's the rules. I suppose you've got to abide by them. Guthrie probably ducked into that, but he's got a free kick, and I don't mind that. Guthrie swings onto the left. What's he got? Pedersen. Too far out to score.
It's his next kick that's letting him down a little bit, Butters. So had a player on, ignored it. So they don't have to go with the long kick.
Going for the long bomb. So it's sort of, in front. Betts.
Yeah, he was dragged down with that.
Yep. Wasn't a mark, but it was a free kick. You're quite right. So Betts, left of centre.
Now they left the goal square empty, so he goes for it now, and he's drilled it.
He has indeed. He's the first multiple goal scorer.
This is going to be the Eddie Betts show again. The last time they played each other, as we said, it was 5 goals to Eddie Betts. He took the game on and pretty much got the win for them on his own boot. But, you know, they needed that goal. That was a very much needed goal. So sort of gets them back 12 points of difference now. And we've, like you said, gone into red time, nearly 21 and a half minutes.
And I reckon Betts got 5 out of 8.
Yeah.
In that game.
Yeah, in that game.
Yeah.
Wet conditions,
yes,
so a little bit better conditions here
Yep.
tonight. So you can see the clouds moving across. There's always a beautiful sunset here at Cazalys Arena.
In fact, we can see the sun, we can see the sky, we can see the set.
We haven't seen the sun for a few weeks. Like I said, it came out a little bit today, but...
Back in the middle, Pedersen and Dennis. Dennis has won everything. Luke Smith in there. Bounces aside, but Dennis uses the crook bounce to his advantage. Knocked down, picked up by McQueen, who's been fantastic. Gets it out. Another handball, useful handball. McManus one way, then the other. Kicks on goal. Kicks to the right post. Didn't quite make the distance. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Maggie seemed reluctant to knock the ball through defensively. Ashton Ham, someone down there's got to take the advantage. Picked up Lee.
Oh, he's just
Lee
missed
Williams.
that. Just missed it. I think it was a good opportunity, but he probably had the hands on there, the teammate that was a little bit more centre. So John O'Farrell's just come back from the rooms as well. He's not looking too flash here.
Didn't see anything happen.
Butters. I think it was that far contest where he got the free kick and he was sort of tackled and his head hit the ground a little bit. So we know what they're like with the concussion rule.
Yep, and rightly so.
Yep.
Don't mind. Guthrie had a power of the footy.
Oh, good mark. That's a beautiful, well-timed mark.
He can play, this bloke. I like the way he plays. Matthew Mazzini. He was fantastic against Waratah in the game before Christmas. Goes forward. The Magpies sitting behind.
That's one of the best hook leads I've seen. He ran Ryan Wharf to the goal square and then quickly turned back, and the ball was just put into that hot spot right in front of the right about 10 metres out in front of the goal square there, and popped straight into McQueen's hands.
Here's our man McQueen again. Has a goal.
Can be the multiple goal scorer along with Eddie Betts.
One of 5 goals. 5-3, 33 to 3-2, 20. Just about to close in on quarter time. McQueen kicks on goal, kicks across. No, he doesn't. He snags it. You're quite right. Again. So McQueen becomes the first multiple goal scorer for Southern Districts, and Districts go to 6-3. That 18-point lead, or it's 19 points now, but 3 goals, and they're going to have to play catch-up footy. So they've got to kick 2-1.
Which is very hard. You want to make sure that Southern Districts don't get too far ahead of you, because they've just got quality across the field, and just off camera here, we're just seeing Travis Varco run back down to the forward line there. He hasn't really got his hands so much on the footy.
No.
His first game back for a while. Of course, he come up and played a few rippers for us, and they've got him back. He signed up for one of the clubs down south, I think. So thankfully the clubs let him come and have a few more games for us. But they need to get the ball more. Baxter Mensch has been a little bit quiet this first week.
Yeah, had a couple of touches on his big left foot. But
usually got leather poisoning, so he's just looking at who's actually matching him up there, because they're doing quite a good job on him. It's the Districts player with mud all over him, and that's Jai Bolton.
It's Jai Bolton, yeah, the dual Sandover medalist. I think he's won a couple of best and fairest for his club, his Waffle Club. And a Simpson, there's
there
Bolton
he goes,
there.
yeah.
Gets the ball
right
out.
on cue.
Out to Shannon. Shannon, a handball. Pinched. Threw it away. And he got it again. Well done to that player. It was taken high and in the back.
Yeah.
And he deserved that. And well done. That's Sam McNaughton. McNaughton goes by hand to Mensch. Mensch, the pinch hitter, bangs it forward. No mark. The defence now. Kicked off the ground by Bowden. Cleverly done. Picked up Ryan Wolf. Josiah Farah onto the left foot.
Oh,
To be a left footer if you play footy, Natasha Medbury. You just seem to have more time than anyone. Picked up Varco in and under. Varco kicks it high, but a lovely mark taken down back, and that mark taken beautifully by Enric Andrews.
Will Farah's hurt himself. Just see him on the ground. I think he hit his head on the ground just going for that contest. Now, if Travis Varco had clean hands in the first time he touched that footy, it would have been a goal, but just fumbles cost you, but it's a free kick. So that must have been for front on or tunnelling, I feel.
Didn't see,
So Will Farah's got the free kick.
So Will Farah runs around onto the right boot, kicks it.
Kicks it truly. He's got it.
Truly. Well done, Will Farah. Love to see Will Farah kick goals.
So we said that they needed to make sure they stayed within striking distance. This ensures that they do. So 13 points. The difference here, 26 and a half minutes gone the first quarter. Round 13, Cazalys Arena. So very important game here for the Palmerston Magpies, a must-win game.
Absolutely. They are 2 points clear of Nightcliff on the ladder and 2 points clear of Pint on the ladder. 4 points for a win.
So the game earlier today was the Darwin Buffaloes took on St Mary's, and St Mary's got the win at 94-63.
So comfortable.
So pretty good win there.
Yep. Matthew Dennis, been in everything. Won every tap bar one, which was squared. Got it that one too. Ball on the ground. Picked up Shannon. Shannon goes by hand. McNaughton's been terrific. Big number 15, Sam McNaughton for Palmerston Magpies. And a good mark. Well done. Second effort, very good there. Pedersen. Kicks on goal. Kicks it forward. Not a terribly good kick by the big man. Ball in dispute. McLaughlin can't find it. Magpies kick on goal. Over the back. Brodie Lake drag through. And give it to me, said the field umpire. The goal umpire rules supreme. And a rush behind. That's what Maggie's got to be doing. Rushing the behinds.
Yeah, I keep telling our girls that as well. Today we did that 3 times. So they're learning that rule. It's been around for a while, but a lot of people are still so unsure about it.
The deliberate knocking it through. Rowan Wharf, he'll go onto the left foot. Does.
Oh, good kick.
Does it? And not a very good mark. That's the second time that that young man, Rodney Nagawali, perhaps a little bit overawed by the occasion. Big Matty Dennis, terrible handball. Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. Picked up Varco. Handballs it to an opponent. Not the right one. Guthrie doesn't let him down. Goes back by hand. Oh dear. He wasn't to know. But the Magpies did okay. It is quarter time. 4-3 to 6-3. Palmerston Magpies trailing by the 2 goals.
So the goal kickers in that first quarter, we've got Thomas Belstead with 1, Ronald Fijo, Matt Shannon, Jake McQueen had 2, and Jack Sexton had 1. And for the Palmerston Magpies, Eddie Betts has 2, Josiah Farah has 1, and Will Farah has the other. We'll be back shortly for the second quarter.
Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makar. Beautiful. Goes for home and it's nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket and he's kicked an absolute ripper
Welcome back to the second quarter, round 13 here at Cazalys Arena. We've got a game on our hands. Southern District's taking on the Palmerston Magpies. Palmerston Magpies playing at their home ground, and it's like a finals type game for them. Must win to stay in a finals contention, and Southern Districts are just floating along that first quarter really well. So they're 12 points up front, 4-3-27, 6-3-39. But Palmerston Magpies got the first goal to start the game, but then Southern District's got 3 or 4 in really quick succession, and then it was a bit of catch-up for the Palmerston Magpies. But Eddie Betts has 2, and Jake McQueen for Southern Districts up in that forward line has 2 as well.
So 12 points, Natasha. It's not the end of the world, but they've got to somehow negate. I mean, so all teams have got to negate the dominance of Matt Dennis in the ruck. He just gets his hand to the ball and directs it nicely. It's not as though he gets it and just knocks it anywhere. He actually directs it. Matt Shannon in the middle, number 7, big number 7, or not big number 7, even number 17, Jake McQueen in the middle there. They've just been running hot and benefiting from the dominance of Matthew Dennis. And so we've got Dennis in ruck for Southern Districts. We've got Shane Miles in ruck for the Palmerston Magpies.
And they've started Will Farrer again on the wing, and I believe John O'Farrell's back on the ground as well, which is good news.
Good bounce there by the umpire. Matt Dennis down to Luke Smith. Luke Smith onto the left foot, non-preferred, kicks it forward. Picked up Southern Districts by Palmerston. They go forward on the outer once again. Baxter Mensch calling for the footy. They ignore him. Nice handball, Rowan Wolf. Gets it out to Jonathan Farrer. So he must be all right, obviously, because he's out on the ground.
Yep, they let him back on the ground.
That was very benevolent of them.
It would have been a bit of a catastrophe if they were down one rotation in the first quarter. So.
Yeah. And Jonathan Farrer is a bit of a feisty character. By gee, he can play footy. Not 15, called the umpire, play on, and he'll take it and say, give it to me, gentlemen. And Travis Varco, a solid tackle.
And of course, the Farrer brothers have crossed from Southern Districts this season, so they're playing against their old club for the second time. And so was Matty Dennis.
The 3 of them, Will, Jonathan and Josiah. Ball on the ground, in dispute, picked up, knocked out by hand. Southern Districts once again going all right. Jack Sexton, been pretty good for Districts. Gets it forward. No mark taken. Jonathan Farrer. The advantage.
So John O'Farrer, so he's won the free kick and just needs to play.
Yep. But the advantage was paid for Varco hovering. Varco's got it inside. Goes back by hand. They need the goal. They've been forward, but it'll be rushed behind.
Out of bounds on the full, that one.
Oh, okay. And the ball kicked in. There's your man, Jai Bolton, the dirty one. As in mud.
He's gone in the mud, that's it.
As in mud, yeah.
Oh, good tackle.
It was, but he got rid of the football. Out wide, Districts by hand once again. I just love their handball, Southern Districts, to the advantage. Picked up that time once again by Sexton. Sexton kicks it forward, does it beautifully. Luke Smith, noted goal kicker, runs his foot and more, decides to have a bounce, kicks on goal, and the mark, can it be taken by Williams? It cannot, but he was dragged down from behind. Yep. So bad luck, big man,
Hams,
had to do something.
Yeah, he was in front, and Hams just probably didn't have the body size, so just a bit of a a bit of a mismatch there, and Smith was lucky. The pressure that was put on in the end, he probably should have drilled that goal, but the pressure that was applied by the Magpies just made it drop short. But
so Lee Williams in for his first game of the season. He's going to have to pretty much play every game to qualify for finals, and kicks the goal. So Districts opened up. They go to 7-3-45. Palmerston Magpies 4-3-27. Just the dominance of Dennis in the middle and the slick handball. You've got to admire the handball of Southern Districts. Always seems to be to advantage.
Yeah, the 18 points now, the difference. So 3 goals still within it, but Magpies need to make sure they get the next one and just stay within that striking distance.
The next 2, Natasha, because it's catch-up footy.
It's catch-up footy the whole time.
So they can get within 12 points. But they've got to get inside that 12 points. Then they've got to get inside 6. The Magpies, it's a must-win game. Shane Miles, number 11, Southern Districts. Number 21, need we say. Matthew Dennis, I think he wore number 29 for Palmerston in his 10 years at the club. And now he's gone to number... Oh, Miles got it. Got a tap out to almost to
Look at the follow-up there by Dennis.
Yeah.
He's just unbelievable.
He
Just
rucks and he roves and he kicks it forward. Rode the bump beautifully. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Lovely hands out, Shannon.
Oh,
Shannon,
that handball
long
again.
handball. Luke Smith has it, kicks around the corner, and Luke Smith has goaled. That's 2 goals in 4 minutes. Southern Districts doing as they please at the moment. Palmerston Magpies languishing on 4-3. Districts jump out to 8-3.
that was just too easy in the end. Just there's not much the Palmerston back 6 can do when the ball is being entered in like that. There was no pressure on the ball kicker, and just too easy there. Luke Smith, easy as goal, right in the goal square.
Interestingly, Southern Districts pride themselves on having multiple goal scorers. They've had 7 goal scorers. The only multiple goal scorer for Southern Districts is Jake McQueen. Got 2 in the first term, and there are 6 others.
But yeah, you're right. It's a bit harder for the Magpies, but they need to stay positive and make sure they get around each other, otherwise this game can really get away from them.
Playing a bit of basketball. Rucks, roves, kicks it forward, running hard, hams, gets the football to his own advantage, gets it out to Guthrie. Guthrie's kicked his boot off almost so far tonight. He's had plenty of possession. Will always attract field umpires' votes. The ball, Palmerston defence has got to work over. A good tackle actually, came down from high, knocked on the head as he put him forward, and a good defensive mark taken by Palmerston. That player down there, Enrique Andrews, has done a little bit.
Now that just shows the desperation of Southern Districts. That was within centimetres of the boundary line. They kept it in with 3 attempts there, Butters, to keep that ball, and could have easily taken it over for the boundary throw-in, but just desperate for that footy, Southern Districts.
Big Green onto the left footer. Left foot goes forward. Taken out of bounds on the far side, the boundary umpire pretty much on the wing. Palmerston Magpies trailing.
You can hear the wind's picking up as the sun's gone down. So the lights take full effect here now, and the breeze has picked up.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire, Miles can't get in front, so it's easy for Matt Dennis. Dennis knocks it to an opponent. One way, onto the left foot. Shannon gets the ball out. Another handball by Dennis to advantage. The handball is just a feature. Bolton goes by hand. Once again, a feature is the left-handed, is the handball. But a good mark taken deep in defence.
So John O'Farrell's come off again, Butters, and is going up to the room. So not looking good here for the Palmerston Magpies.
Oh, goodness gracious. That was just a fair football bump, I reckon. So Farah, I hope it's not kicked in by Bolton.
And bounces
I'll get my
through.
words out, and
Another
Bolton's
goal.
kicked a goal. They can do no wrong.
So they've kicked 3 goals in this second quarter. Magpies are yet to kick a goal. So it's starting to get away from them.
I was just going to say, I hope Jonathan Farrett's not concussion, because they would have given him the test and he was back on the field.
Yeah, no, it must be. I went over to the trainer before, and they think it might have been something that he's ate at lunch, so a bit of food poisoning. So this is, when it's not going your way, it's not going your way, is it?
It is not. It is not. So Miles, Shane Miles, up against, I imagine, Matthew Dennis. Dennis hasn't had a chop out yet.
Nah, he'll go all day, Matty Dennis, I reckon. And just looking on who would actually chop out for him. I mean, there's a couple, but he's the sort of player that likes to stick it out the whole game.
Yeah. Got it again. Forward they go. Luke Smith. No, it's not Luke Smith, it's Mentha. Mentha onto the right boot. Goes forward. Mark not taken. In the forward line. There's Luke Smith. Good tackle. Forced the error. Big Lee Williams. But a couple of handballs. Rowan Wharf inside. Palmerston just got no answer.
Yeah, Anthony Tracy there.
Good free kick by the field umpire.
He just had no help, and he was absolutely swamped by, 4 or 5 Southern Districts players there.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, you're quite right. And Jack Mentha it is, left of centre. He is a right footer.
And he was the one that got the clearance from the centre and kicked it in there, and he's gone down and applied the tackle. So
Luke
just
Smith,
the work rate, you know.
Yep. You talk to Shannon Rusker about his team, and the one thing he says, there's no egos out there. They just help, they just help, they just help. Luke Smith kicks on goal. Kicks across the face of goal, minor score.
But how fit are they looking after the Christmas break? You know,
Yeah.
it just goes to show a lot of teams, you know, sometimes don't come back looking that sharp, but they've started the game as sharp as before Christmas break.
Yep, even though Palmy got the first goal and we thought, oh, gee whiz, go Palmy, but it wasn't to be. Well, not yet anyway. On the outer. Bounce. Tracy kicks it forward.
Pick up by
Their pace,
Betts.
yeah, their pace is good, Southern Districts. It's because they use the ball so well. It looks like they're quick. The handball is really slick.
But just then, you know, the good pick up by Eddie Betts gives the handball off, and then a real nothing kick is they're not hitting their targets, and you know their structure's just a little bit out of whack at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Is it the structure up forward, Natasha? Because Betts is the main man up forward, and what's the other option? I don't know.
Yeah, he is the go-to target when Pedersen's up there as well, but he's been chopping out in the ruck. So
yeah, although they've got Miles in the ruck at the moment, but I don't know.
Pedersen's behind the foot. He's not even inside the forward 50 here. So just the options, and of course when you've got Eddie Betts in the forward line, he's the go-to player, but all the defenders go to him as well.
Yes. High tackle in there, play on called the umpire, ball on the ground, in dispute. Well done, Maggies. Handball. Rowan Wharf's been okay. Gets the ball out, but under pressure. Wharf's second effort, wonderful. The umpires let it go. Well done. Baxter Mensch calling for the footy.
Good kick by Tracy there, Anthony Tracy. All their kicks inside the forward 50 for the Magpies are all sort of kicks and hope, aren't they?
Yep. Because they've got no one down there apart from Big Dennis. Picked up Southern Districts, and away they go. The handball is just impeccable.
Oh, that's a
it's
great
a wonderful tackle. Guess who? The man of the moment.
Oh, it's a ball up. I thought that might have been close to holding the footy, but what a tackle.
Yeah. Is that Guthrie or?
Yeah, Captain Courageous there, Guthrie.
The reigning joint Nichols medalist.
I reckon
Pedersen knocks the ball out. Bowden, cool as you like, onto the left foot, kicks it forward.
That's a
Free
holding
kick taken
there.
over the back. And Enrique Andrews has been very good down back. We've been the best defender so far.
All right, let's see if they can switch and just get something going
gets
now.
It forward. Varco, further forward. What's down there? Southern District's defenders. Matthew Dennis seems to be having a rest down the back line. He's everywhere. They've got one of him. Lampton, well done, Stevie Lampton. Handball goes astray. Picked up Southern Districts. Another handball to advantage. McLaughlin gets it in. Spears the ball in.
And he was taken
pressure,
down.
but running around.
Free kick. So he was taken down by Travis Varco after he kicked the footy. So the umpire's playing downfield advantage here. So we'll come back.
The advantage could have been paid. Matt Shannon. So off play, was he taken?
Yeah, as he kicked the footy.
Right.
The Southern District, McLaughlin, I think it was.
Yep.
Travis Varco just got him late. On the wing here.
Shannon kicks the ball into the middle. Luke Smith. Onto the right boot. Kicks in a bit of hope. Lee Williams down there. Probably hasn't played much footy. It's his first game of the season for Southern Districts.
Oh, they're under pressure here, the Maggies.
Good defence there. That time by Heath Morgan Morris for Palmerston. 3 or 4 Maggies. Varco, been prominent. Gets the ball out. Jake McQueen slapped in the face. Gets it and under pressure. And Varco and McQueen don't go in.
Yeah. Just a bit of feeling in this game here, but good work by the umpire. I didn't think there was a free kick in that.
No, there wasn't. You're quite right. I would agree with you.
So good. They're going to ball it in. So a bit of feeling creeping in here. Magpies know they need to pick up the antics here, but otherwise this game's going to get away from them.
Yep. And you don't mind a little bit of how do you do from Palmerston because they need to stir the possum a little bit.
They do, but it's got to be disciplined.
Yes. Not give away stupid free kicks. Kicked inside forward 50 and taken probably over the line, a minor score.
So we've gone 13 minutes here, 27 plays at 58, so 31 points the difference. So 5 goals, 2. They need 6 goals to get in front. That's a big ask against a team like Southern Districts.
Yes.
Top of the ladder. They're not top of the ladder for any reason.
We talk about catch-up footy. Well, it's just getting out further and further, isn't it? They're leaking goals. Big man ran onto the right boot. And a lovely mark taken at centre half forward. Looked like he was ready to go. He was ready to go.
Oh,
He's going to pay 50 and wrong.
But
that was wrong.
He initiated the tackle on Elijah Davey. Okay,
No,
we won't go there.
No point going on with it. The umpires have been very good, but Jack Sexton. Sexton had actually taken a step over the mark, so he should have been quick to call play on. Sexton kicks the goal.
He's got his second for the quarter. Oh, no, sorry. Wrong one.
Yeah, one in the first.
He's got one in the first,
second.
one in the second.
It's okay. But 10-5, 65 to 4-3, 27.
So just unlucky there, young Elijah Davey. I thought he did the right thing on the mark, and unfortunately
the trouble is
for him,
what you do instinctively. He did take a step, and so instinctively you want to tackle him.
He took the step, but then he initiated the fend off of Elijah Davey before Elijah Davey even tried to grab. So it just, But goal on the board.
It is.
So again, now it takes it 7 goals, the difference here. 7 goals to win the game, Palmerston Magpies. But just looking across the ground, like what changes the rotations that Southern Districts are doing, but as they're happening everywhere and not really the same for the Palmerston Magpies.
Pedersen's doing a terrific job in the ruck. That's a couple he's got. But the defence can't find the handle. Ronald Fijo hasn't had much of it. Oh, Davey, one way, then the other, then back again.
Oh,
a lovely
mark
taken at just full forward. That's
so 50. There's
Orlando Turner.
So 50. The umpire said he went off the mark before he called him to play on. So bit of a square up there, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm not going to agree with you. You might be right, but
Orlando Turner.
it is Orlando Turner. Got to kick this. Got to kick this.
Slots
and
it.
has.
So finally the Magpies have their first goal of the second quarter. Been stuck on 4 goals for a while now. We've gone 15 and a half minutes in the second quarter here at Cazalys Arena. Southern District's well in front. Palmerston Magpies playing finals type footy here. It's a finals type game for them. If they lose this, they're pretty much going to find it very, very hard to make finals.
Well, because the percentage, they've got that sort of 2 points with the drawn game that they had, or the game here against Darwin Buffaloes that they shared the points.
And then the forfeit as well with the Palmerston Magpies didn't help with their percentage, took the score to 60-0.
So Pedersen in ruck against Matthew Dennis. Dennis wins it, knocks it forward. Varco knocks it further forward. Matthew Dennis, the big body, but the bigger body of Pedersen. There's Fijo. Seems to be playing. Can you pick up and see where Fijo's playing? It seems to me across half back. Maybe not.
He started on the wing and then he sort of floats around half back, but then also running forward when needed. So
Fijo goes forward to Matt Shannon. They can't hold him. Matt Shannon onto the left foot. Kicks forward. Had it spent before he got it. It's the first mistake that on Rick Andrews has made for Palmerston. Down back, he's been sensational. Ryan Wharf loved his game tonight. Kicks it forward. Picked up Baxter Mensch. Might give Ryan Wharf a tick. I reckon he's been okay. Mensch, the left footer.
It's got over the back. That's that breeze that's picked up.
Yeah, 2-on-1. Districts. Handball again. Impeccable. Runs his full measure. If their kicking was as good as their handball, they'd be in a lot of trouble, Palmerston Magpies. The kick forward was a bit sloppy once again. Palmerston Magpies get it out. Grandstand side here at
well weighted
Cazalys
kick there by Lambton
Arena.
to his captain.
Kicked inside to Guthrie. Guthrie, impeccable off the boot. Pedersen gets it to Mensch. Mensch looking out for Varco. Varco takes the mark on the run. Calls his player forward. Kicks. Spears it in. But Brody Lake in the back. Picked up Palmerston Magpies. Kicked on goal. Around the corner. And another one, you little beauty.
Back-to-back goals there to the Palmerston Magpies.
Orlando Turner. Back-to-back goals for the Maggies and back-to-back goals for him.
Yeah, very important goal there. Just sort of keeps them sniffing distance, I reckon. So we've
keep the dream alive.
2 minutes until the red zone. So let's see if they can get another one. They just sort of picked up a little bit better with their delivery and not blazing away. So there was a bit more structure to that, moving it inside 50.
The one thing the Maggies are doing, they've either got Pedersen down forward or in the ruck, or Miles down forward or in the ruck. But unfortunately, they're not getting it down for the big blokes to actually get a grab. But if blokes like Orlando Turner can get hold of it.
And usually when the ball's not probably getting down the delivery into the 50, they usually put Eddie Betts into the middle. So
yeah.
I wonder if they'll do that before half-time.
Be interesting. Pedersen gets it out.
Here they go again.
Mensch. Bit up and under. Over the back. Good mark taken.
Elijah David just got caught under that footy there.
Yeah, no chance. If he was 2.5 metres tall, it would have been all right.
Yeah, just
Davey.
no body contact there
Gets
either.
it out to the best player on the field so far, Jake McQueen. McQueen goes well forward. Picks up the match Shannon, probably the second best player on the field. Left footer, inside forward 50 to mark, taken beautifully down back by Ashton Hams. Hams will go on the left foot. Favours the outer.
Oh.
Pedersen couldn't take the mark.
It's lucky not to get front on contact there.
Yeah,
Pedersen
and probably a high tackle.
pleading the case
paid
there.
by the non-controlling umpire.
So Baxter, man, she's getting his hands on the footy now,
Well, he
Butters.
is now. Yes, he is. Both he and Guthrie are so important for the Magpies. Out wide. Here's our man, the goal kicker. Dragged off the footy and slung down and should be a free kick.
Yeah, just come off the
It's
side
not.
of his boot there. Anthony Tracy wasn't happy with that kick, just a little bit too wide, but they had the players on there, but they just seemed to be matching up just a little bit better in the last 5 minutes
Yes, but they've got a bit of catching up to do. Dennis gets the ball forward. Gets it out to Bolton. Bolton, dispossessed. Shannon, dispossessed. The intensity of the Palmerston Magpies is lifted. Turner, Orlando Turner, kicked the last 2 goals. This will not be a
Where's
goal.
Betts?
Ball forward. Maggie's in
There's
control.
Eddie.
There he
Good
is.
hands.
There's Eddie, gets it out. Kick on goal. Over the top. No. Wrong side.
So it hasn't even gone through and
No.
finally out of bounds.
He was on his bike then, was Big Brody Lake.
He'd like to have that kick again, I reckon. Will Farrell just didn't come off the way he wanted it to come
No.
off his boot there.
It's not like Will Farrer. It's just that 2 seasons of footy that he's missed. He's just lost that edge, I reckon. It'll come.
He was the last player to kick 100 goals, wasn't he, in the competition?
He is, yep. But he's just too good a player for it not to come back again. So is this bloke a good player, isn't he, Michael?
Oh, well
Bowden?
done. From behind there, Travis Varco.
Yep.
Just the contest. That's what you want as well. If you get caught behind, don't let them take the easy mark. Get the body contact or the fist in and at least make a contest, which Travis
Varco's been
Varco
all right.
did. Yeah, he's playing off half-back as well on the sort of wing. We're used to seeing him more in the midfield and up
Yes.
forward, but so they've made a few changes here. Joshy Heath.
Nagawali seems to be overawed. Luke Smith picking him up, or he's picking Luke Smith up. No one's picking anyone up.
Yeah, just watching. There's not really structure happening. It's all one-on-one. So just looking behind the footy here off screen. It's all one-on-one
Boundary umpire
contests.
asking, what do I do now, boss? Chuck it in toward the middle. Dennis in front. Gets a hand to it. In the Smith direction, or Bolton it was. Districts away. Kick under pressure. Mark taken. Williams, yeah, second effort,
mark.
very good. Pay the mark.
So again, still one-on-ones all up forward, but Matty Dennis now makes a run for him. He's lost his opponent, so it should go in the Matty Dennis direction.
Taj Stanley it is.
But it falls short.
Just got the pace. Look at the leg speed. The leg speed of some of those players. Nagawali. Kicked off the ground. Districts do everything to keep the ball inside their forward 50. Magpies in defence. Big Pedersen on the outer. Called to play on. Does it
good.
nicely.
Yeah, that was a good, well-weighted kick there.
Onto the left foot. Rowan Wharf. Got to beat his man here. Rowan Wharf.
So
Hasn't quite got the ball on the string that he had a couple of seasons ago.
So
But
when he won
starting to lift.
the Rising Star
Yep.
Award for the season, we've had 6 goals in this quarter, so we're definitely deep into time on here, 23 minutes. So Magpies could really do with the next goal just to take it
Yes,
to
take the
half time.
pressure off, the edge off, yep. And go in with a bit of momentum. They've kicked the last 2 through Orlando Turner. Dennis in front. Ball on the ground, in dispute, Varco. Tapped it, looking for Green. Miscued. Districts have the advantage.
This is a good one-on-one contest here.
Hams chasing the footy. Mentha sells the dummy. Goes on the right boot toward the goal. In front, big Lee Williams in front. Too big, too strong.
Plays on quickly. Got two players all by themselves in the corridor with their butters. They could have raffled that footy off.
Well, that's poor defence by Palmerston. Not Ashton Hands, not your problem because you're in the marking contest. But it is Ethan Maney. Hasn't kicked a goal. He's about the only one that hasn't kicked a goal for Southern Districts. Directly in front. Man on the mark.
This will hurt.
20 metres. Yeah, particularly after the last two.
This will hurt the Palmerston Magpies. So right on the half-time siren.
Maney to kick on goal, to push it out. Maney kicks on goal and does it beautifully. So it is half-time. Palmerston Magpies 6-3. Southern Districts 11-5.
So 5-2, the Southern Districts team kicked in that quarter. So well ahead here. Palmerston Magpies with a lot of work to do in the second half here at Cazalys Arena. It's half-time here at Cazalys Arena and Southern Districts lead 71-39. We'll be back for the second half shortly.
Quick hands coming through. Here they go, Lambton inside the 50 looking for a leading teammate and picks him straight out. And that was a good start to it. And in fact, it was Pedersen at the start.
The start of the season, as we said, he's been missing the past few weeks. Comes in now, and that's a beautiful kick towards goal. Straight over the umpire's head, and Palmerston on the board within a minute in this one. Great kick from Cam Pedersen.
Can go inside their 50 very quickly inside this second term. Jackson in there. It's come to the back of Butler. Butler with a little kick that's gone through.
Tigers get the first to the second, reduce the margin to just a point. It'll fall short. Powers in the square. Bounces again into the pocket. First two will be Heath Morgan Morris. He snaps around the corner. Will that go through? It will. What a goal from Heath Morgan Morris. Palmerston get their second in a couple of minutes.
A few free kicks today, Will, for my liking. From a young player as Wilson comes in and a long way out. It's a great looking kick off the boot. Straight through the middle. The goal umpire did not move.
Milestone man celebrates and looks like he's coming to the bench for a well-deserved spell.
There by Nathan Brown when the ball was in the air in the ruck contest. In the marking contest. Well, Pedersen there, play on, was playing for it. It's come to the hands of his teammate Lambton, whose left foot snap is true.
Here comes Paris Chong, gets a handball to Paris. Paris now to Wilson. Wilson has got numbers. He goes a handball and it'll come back to Paris. Paris then kicks it on to Wilson, who kept running, and he's got Eilert by himself forward. That's where he'll go now. Eilert will play on and go across goal into the corridor. Kick doesn't hit his target, but it's with Hooper. Hooper will stroll in for a certain goal, you would think, and it's straight over the umpire's head. Reduces the margin to just 9 points. 3-7-25. Nycliffe trailing Palmerston. 5-4-34. Didn't want to kick it, wanted to hand over to Mensch. Good option in the end. He gets inside 50. On the left, on the run towards goal. Umpire barely moved. What a goal that was from Baxter Mensch. And turns the tide again. Extends the lead to 9 points.
Play on is the call. Brown will set it up high to the contest up forward. Eilert came through, got his hands on it, couldn't get it cleanly. Comes over the top to Hartlett. Hartlett, though, back to Nyhouse. Now it's shrugging it off is Politis. Politis with the right foot. 15 metres out. All clear.
Businesses and councils to develop domestic violence action plans and building community capacity in establishing and supporting men and women in these areas. Back to the play, and Brody Philo, or is it Andrew Hooper, has kicked the first goal of this final term. Put the Tigers in front, I think, for the first time today.
He picks out Wilson, who has a bounce. He's got to kick under pressure, and he does. Puts it up forward, looking for Hooper, who has two. Comes down, if you like, to Paris Chong, who just guides it through. Tregowyth. Here they go again, Pints. This time it's looking better, and it's straight into the hands of Silver Yusuf. About him, named Quicksilver at the club. Silver Yusuf comes in, makes no mistake, and puts the Green Ants' first goal on the board. From Trotter, he's too far out to score, you would think. He's going to have to put it on the boot in the front of the square, and he does. Yusuf presents himself, but it comes over the back and has landed in the hands of Ciavarella. Directly in front. He's only going to kick from, he might be 40. Directly in front. And I think he snuck that into to the left of the goalpost, and it's all clear. The youngster, he plays on, runs around his opponent, and from 50 it's a wobbly old kick that's going to drop short. Yaron is there to pick up the pieces. Left foot snap, goes at goal, and the skipper leads. Dives on his opponent's back. Tregowyth advantage paid. Picked up there. Up forward, it looks like McMahon. No, in fact, it is Ryan. And he just runs around and right foot snap, puts it through. And now he's told to play on. And he does. Oh, it's just dropped into the hands of Ciavarella, who just turns and goes at goals. And from 35 metres out, has put Pint 6th on the board. Foot race to the ball is Ted Castle. He gets around one, handballs back to Chiswell. Chiswell just takes 2 steps and with a little left foot kick, puts it through. Great arm wrestle. As Oborne's kick is wobbly, but I tell you what, I think it's done enough and it's gone through. Critical. The Green Machine's in front by a point for the first time tonight. Once again from the Green Ants. Oh, it's not a great kick. He waited for it, did Mullane. Not good. Comes out to Salmon. Salmon with a right foot snap. And I think Saints have just extended their lead by 6 points. Mitch Musgrove. Can he turn 7 points into 13? I think he has. Yes, directly in front. Makes no mistake. Marked by Ethan Smith. They're just getting it moved on now. They just don't, they can't, they know that the time is against them. Oh, the kick was intercepted. It's going to go back to Bo Tedcastle. He had a chance to play on and run on, but he didn't. He knows how much time is left. He's already kicked one in the second term. Can he kick a second in the fourth?
Looks good.
And he sure can.
The head, I think, and he'll take the free kick. He's called to play on and then gets tackled with the ball and gives away the free kick. Advantage being taken by Dion Munkara. Runs into the open goal unmanned, and all the Buffaloes can do is stand around and argue about it, but the first goal is on the board to Tui George. Under pressure, Pendlebury got his hands to the ball now. Hand passes off Jared Stokes with a snap at goal. Looks pretty good. It is good, and that's a terrific finish. And his kick is chopped off here by Rioli on the left foot, goes long towards goal. Looks pretty good. It is good. It's straight through, so an opportunist goal there for Braden Rioli. Is strong hands overhead. He wastes no time, sees Holt Fitz in the pocket. That's a beautiful pass. Hand passes over the top, easy as you like. Whelan on the goal line, and he just walks it through for another goal to Darwin. So Whelan doing the ruck work, hooks it back. Brodos runs onto it, picks it up nicely, gets a hand pass across to Pendlebury. Pendlebury out on the left foot, brings that one back nicely and through for a goal. Junior dives on it for two. He works it forward, and that's Good teamwork as Benell. Beautiful spearing pass inside, and they've opened it up here. They've got players ahead of the ball. Stanley Tipalura on the end. Received it from Purantatameri, and Tipalura ran into the open goal by Lanyon. So Lanyon plays on quickly, finds Dunn. Dunn goes out wider again to Mikey Coombs in some space and time. He chips the ball into the goal square, and I think it's that man again in Stanley Tipalura, who was waiting on the goal line, uncontested, and just thumps through another goal. So goes short looking for Purantatameri. He gets on the end of it now on the bounce, kicks inside forward 50, finds Michael Dunn in some space. Dunn runs on, and he's kicked the goal for Tiwi. So from that spilt mark, in much movement of the ball, but Holt Fitz with an opportunity, just swings around on his left foot, pulled that one back beautifully. He liked it from the time it came off the boot, and he knew exactly what he was doing, got the angles right. 50, the kick was good, and out in front of Pendlebury, he took it on the chest. Now he's got Holt Fitz in some space forward, and foot previously, this time on the right foot from out in front. No mistake, straight through the middle, knows what he's doing with those ones, and TIO NTFL Men's Premier League match. So Robinson just swings out, kicks long to the goal line. I think it's just got over the hands of the players on the goal line. It's 3-4 a goal to Robinson, and Darwin have finished this game.
That's one of their great assets, but they go forward. Over the back, can't take the mark. Front and square, kick on goal, and I reckon that's Ronald Fijo. And within about 20 seconds of the start of the game, if there is a breeze, it'll be at his back. Smith just crosses the paint of 50, works it back beautifully, and Districts on the board once again. The goal to Smith. Barry, left footer, runs around, kicks on goal. Dylan Barry's got the third one for Districts, and we are 5.5 minutes into the first term. Districts 3-1, Tars yet to score. Back by Charlie McAdam, son of Gilbert. Ball on the ground, in dispute, runs in, picks up, kicks on goal, and nails it. That's Brodie Carroll, the skipper. Wins it. Knocks the ball forward, running hard at the football. Here's Fijo again. Can he get a couple for the term? He can. He is the opportunist extraordinaire. Ball on the ground. Brodie Carroll breaks free. The left footer kicks on goal. Can he switch it up? He can. Brodie Carroll, what a player he is. 8:49 Magro, the stuttering run, then straightens up, then kicks and does it beautifully. He has 5. Up they go. Dennis, got it easy, gets the ball down, runs in, over the back, lovely kick, lovely mark, and that'll be Big Sam Dunstan. Yeah. Yep, very deliberately, runs in. Is a noted goal kicker, and he nails it. That was just beautiful. Straight off the boot, wasn't it? On break.
That's right, in the pre-Christmas season.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Series of handballs. Mentha kicks in hope and kicks it nicely. Mark taken. I reckon this is Schwarz. Very deliberate. Now he trots. Schwarz puts it up in the air, and I reckon the slipstream has put it through. Bo Schwarz has his third.
Running around over snap and into the big bulk of Kirby.
Picked up, and it's a goal. That is a miraculous goal. That is an absolutely miraculous goal. Harry McGuinness.
Yet.
Dennis.
That's the players I'm talking about.
Gets it out in the Smith direction. Good tackle. I think one of the features, Mentha picked it up, kicks on goal and kicks a goal. How easy is this game, says Jack Mentha.
6 more than the number on his back.
Magro drops it onto the boot and has 7.
Welcome back to the third quarter here at Cazalys Arena between Southern Districts and the Palmerston Magpies. The score is Southern Districts 71, Palmerston Magpies 39. So a really good half of footy there to Southern Districts. Palmerston Magpies got a little bit of momentum in that second quarter, but it was squashed again by the Southern Districts team. But just during halftime, a bit of discussion. There's the scoreboard here on the ground that says that Southern Districts have 10 goals, and the three of us say 11. And so does the Southern District's manager. So the goal umpires have said they're not changing it, but let's hope that it doesn't get down to a goal, the difference or something like that, where they're going to have to look back at the footage.
Yeah,
I guess.
let's hope
You've
it doesn't.
been the umpire before in the past, so
yeah,
how does that work?
The goal
Butters?
umpires are the sole adjudicators of the score, and if the goal umpires say it's 10 goals, then it is 10 goals. But we reckon it's 11 goals, and we've got the goal kickers here. In fact, let's go through the goal kickers for Southern Districts, Natasha. We've got Thomas Bousted, Ronald Fijo, Matt Shannon, Jake McQueen has 2, Ethan Maney has 1. 2 goals to Jack Sexton, and a goal each to Luke Smith, Lee Williams and Jai Bolton. And if you do the add-ups here, that's 11.
That's 11. And, of course, for Palmerston Magpies, Will Farah, Eddie Betts has 2 in the first quarter, Josiah Farah 1 in that first quarter, and Orlando Turner kicked 2 in that second quarter. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But, you know, what sort of changes? I mean, they made a few changes, Josh Heath. I went and actually had my shower after my game at half-time there, Butters, and I was next door to...
And I
smell a little bit better after coming straight up to help Butters out straight after my game. And I was next to the change rooms of the guys, and I heard Joshy Heath. You don't hear him get pretty loud very often.
No.
He's pretty well reserved, and yeah, I could hear him in there, not yelling or anything like that, but just, you know, raising his voice, really asking of his players, you know, that it's a finals type game. They've got to win this game. And I just sort of seen a few changes in that second quarter that I thought helped Magpies get their momentum back. They kicked those 2 goals, but then it just dropped away, and it was just easy as the ball went inside the 50
you're right. And we've been talking a little bit about catch-up footy. Palmerston got the first goal in the first quarter, but then it was Southern Districts who got the next 4.
They got the next
and so
4,
there was that 3-goal advantage. It's been 3-goal advantage almost all the time. It's popped out a little bit. We reckon it's a 5-goal advantage now, but it's always playing catch-up footy. They can get to 2 or 3 goals, but they've got to do a little bit better than that.
Yeah, so it's an understatement to say that they need the next 3 goals in quick succession, I feel, and not beyond them. We've seen Palmerston do it. Eddie Betts started the first quarter really well, Butters, but was very rarely sighted in that second quarter. So we have seen him at times go into the midfield just to add that spark. And Joshy Heath, I thought, might have put him in there late in that second quarter just to get his hands on the footy, but he didn't. So it'll be interesting to see if he sticks with Eddie Betts down in that forward 50 or just rotates him through the middle a bit.
Well, it's interesting because there's no point being down the forward line if you're not going to get a kick down there. I know he's kicked 2 goals, and that's fine. You can't do much more than that as a small forward. But nonetheless, they need a spark in the middle. They've got to negate somehow Matthew Dennis, and certainly the Palmerston got the first... out of the ball.
Yeah, the clearance. And just watching Eddie Betts has gone to the goal square in front of him. So they've made it. So Pedersen is starting in the forward line as well for the Palmerston Magpies.
we've got
Turner.
Miles in the ruck.
Young Elijah Davey.
And the man that hasn't had the rest, of course, Matthew Dennis, still in the ruck. Has he been the best player on the ground?
In my eyes, Butters, I'd have him as the best player on the ground. He's had a lot of help, of course.
Yeah, Jake McQueen's been good. Fraser Driscoll's been good. Matthew Dennis, we've got him. Jack Sexton. They've just got, they're an even
Luke
team.
Smith and Jack Mant there as well. Just the way they're going through the midfield.
Yep.
And Ronald Fijo.
Here we go. It's the third quarter. 39 plays 71 according to the scoreboard on your television. Up they go. I reckon that Miles probably won that. The flip out of the middle. Mensch gets the ball down. Can't bend over. Josiah Farah. Jack Mentha throws himself at the footy. There's the handball out again. A feature of Southern District's game has been their productive handballing. Hung on to while not in possession. And one of the contenders for the best player on the ground, Jake McQueen, has it down back for Southern Districts.
Oh, good work by the big man Pedersen there just to get a hand on that footy.
But second effort, not as good. Southern Districts go forward. Driscoll gets the ball out. There's another nice handball. Onto the left boot, the non-preferred left, and kicks it out of bounds on the full. And let's name him Ronald Fijo.
Yeah, and starting on the wing, that's closest side wing to us, and just got the belly of the ball there. Ronald Fijo's already kicked a goal in the game, so much talent, Ronald Fijo. And I think he was training down there with Essendon at one stage there, Butters, but like I said, very unlucky not to be picked up
Ball
in the
brought
draft.
back in, might be 50. No, Ashton Hams, yes it is 50. Because he was dead set pushed. Matt Shannon pushed him after he took the mark. And a warranted 50-metre penalty. Ashton Hams trots to centre half back. Kicks it across the face.
Green been a little bit quiet for his standards as well. They need to footy in his hands off half back a bit more.
Yep, Mensch. You said halfway through the second quarter that he'd lifted, and I think he has. There's another 50-metre penalty. Love their 50s. Baxter Mensch. Can they get the opening goal of the third term? They certainly need it. That's an understatement.
Oh, an understatement for sure. And probably just within his reach here, Baxter Mensch.
Probably 50 metres. Mensch runs around, bangs it onto the left foot, curls it around. Up they fly over the top, and we'll have a rush behind it. Got the first score, but it needs to be a 6-pointer.
So Eddie caught behind there. Will Farrell got his hands on the footy but couldn't pluck the mark.
Just out of touch, as we mentioned. Fijo gets it forward. Mark taken.
Beautiful pickup.
Yeah, it was. That's
Maney got the goal on the halftime, which we think is the one that they've missed.
Yeah, and that's Jake McQueen.
There's
McQueen
Bolton
goes
again.
forward. Southern Districts.
This is their ball movement. When they go wide and then come into the 50, just that far side, this is where they look really dangerous.
They do indeed. And this is Waitman. I can remember the game that they played here, Southern Districts and Darwin Buffaloes, and Waitman was actually taken to hospital. That was a game.
That's right.
That was
called off
before half time. You can see in the scoreboard there, 10-5-65 to 6-4-40. A 25-point lead to Southern Districts. Waitman to kick on goal.
I think one of their players as well, just need to pick up this player for Southern Districts, just come off holding his hamstring, and that's Jake McQueen.
There's a goal.
Butters, that's come off what looks like to be a hamstring injury.
Oh, goodness. So the opening goal of the third term goes to Nicholas Waitman and, of course, to Southern Districts. They move further ahead. 77 plays 40. 3.5 minutes into that third term.
You said that Shannon Rusker prides the team on the spread of the goal kickers 10.
So who do you reckon's gone off?
They have
McQueen.
McQueen's just come to the bench here and they're just working on his hammy. So we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, they've lost John O'Farah since pretty much the first quarter of the Palmerston Magpies. So they've been down a rotation pretty much halfway into the first quarter.
Yeah.
So we'll just keep an eye on. And Jake McQueen looks like he's left hamstring. So the trainer's just doing it.
It's Miles up against Dennis. Dennis won't be beaten twice on the trot. Josiah Farah slips over.
So he's gone into the midfield.
Got to get the ball out. It'll be picked up by Matthew Dennis's second efforts are terrific. Ball on the ground. Nagawali gets it. Beautiful kick forward. Unfortunately, the defence of Southern Districts on top. Here they go again. There's not one, it's two. Luke Smith flips the ball out by hand. Kicks on goal, out of bounds on the full.
And he had Williams on in the corridor there and he ignored that. So not the team thing there. Southern District's very unlike them. They're usually the team-orientated thing.
This might be
Screw it up.
hands.
Yeah, he was getting these hammies rubbed as well at half-time.
Ashton Hams. He's really in two minds, isn't he? He doesn't know where to go.
We had to go long. Oh, that's a good mark. Plucked that mark in with one hand. That was Anthony Tracy.
Tracy out wider again. Calling to go long. That's their only hope. They've got to go long. They've got to kick goals. Nice flip out by Pedersen.
Good pace shown there. Here we go. Just
ball knocked through defensively.
Just probably, but it's in that with that kick in there, just need to take the weight off it a bit and just put it at the top of the square. I think there was just too much in it, and you know when you got Eddie Betts and Will Farrer there, you need to give him the jump at the ball.
Yep. Dennis Fijo goes forward between wing and half forward. Pushed after he disposed of the football. That's not what they want. Advantage paid. Well done, umpire. Bolton kicks forward. Centre half forward. Big Williams knocked his opponent to the ground. And that was a bit ungentlemanly-like.
Is that Ryan?
Not a good move. And I reckon that might be Andrew Green. Is it?
So not a player usually to stay down for long.
No, he's not.
Been such a good player in the back line for the Palmerston Magpies this season.
He has. Green it is. Centre half back. Courageous.
So here's Jake
There's
McQueen.
a report coming here, Natasha. The book's coming out.
So Williams in his first game, he might be suspended for a couple of games. That's not going to help him get eligible for the
his
finals.
qualification? No, it's not. So the report on, we reckon, Lee Williams, Andrew Green has the free kick, centre half back. Goes out wide. Mensch has lifted. Mensch goes forward. Ball in dispute.
Oh, well done, Guthrie.
Guthrie onto the left foot too. Guthrie goes forward.
Just bounces inside the line there, and Jake McQueen's got up, done a bit of a fitness test and given the thumbs up to Shannon Rusker to say he's right to get back out there.
Beautiful.
So good news for districts.
Tell you who's quietened up a little bit and hasn't had a lot of the football is Matt Shannon. Hasn't had much of it in recent times.
Have a hot hand pass there.
Bolton, class player. Fijo beats three. And a lovely tackle. Did not give up. Elijah Davey, 50-metre penalty.
It should be 50. Eddie Betts working his magic there. Tried every trick in the book to win that free kick and a 50 there for his teammate.
So Davey it is. Kicks it inside in the Pedersen direction. Bolton should have grabbed the footy. Didn't. But District's clear nonchalantly up to centre half forward. So quick transition. McLaughlin over
they're
the
on
footy.
here.
Can he
They
find
can
the
pick
handle?
up the footy.
He can. Picked up by Williams. Williams kicks on goal and kicks across the face of goal. And I remember last year he had such shot after shot on goal and just couldn't kick a major.
Yeah, I was with you, I reckon, that game, Butters.
Ashton Hams.
He couldn't buy a goal
No,
that game. He had
could
that
not.
many shots on goal.
Yeah, big man. He can get the footy. There's Matt Shannon. Just pushed off too easily. A lovely mark taken.
8.5 minutes in the third quarter. 78 plays 41. Still lots of catch-up footy for the Palmerston Magpies.
They've had plenty of it. Lambton to Guthrie. Guthrie on the outer. Onto the left foot. Big mark taken. Lovely mark taken. Anthony Tracy. Too far out to score. Way too far out to score. 2.5 kicks out. Tracy goes short.
Oh, slips catch out there by Guthrie. They've done all right in the cricket too, the Australians.
They have, haven't they? Guthrie going too short. I suppose they've got to find an avenue, don't they?
Yeah, we know they need to score quickly, and they need to kick it long to get it closer to the goals. But when they bomb it long, it just falls into the hands of the Southern District's defenders. And Matty Dennis is now back in that back line as well. So
he's had plenty of time to get back there. They go
There he is
forward,
there, and he's just about taking the mark.
But gets his kick away. Big, strong man, Matthew Dennis. They've got him on every line. Guthrie knocks the ball out. Handball. The handball's not as slick as Southern District's. Betts, up and under. Brody Lake.
He got up high to get that
Hasn't
footy.
had much to do, Lake, but what he's done has been very, very good. Gets it out to Driscoll. Enrique
the
Andrews,
dump, so
bit unlucky.
Dumped after the tackle there. The umpires have been hot on that today, even in the
And
women's
fair
game.
enough too.
Yeah.
Ashton Hams has run a long way from the back pocket, spears the ball in. Southern Districts defensively have done enough because the two Palmerston blokes mucked each other up there.
Yeah, no talk. You know, we're
Sam
close to the ground
McNaughton.
here, and all I can hear is the Southern Districts basically barking instructions to each other from the back line all the way to the forward line, and just a bit quiet out there for the Magpies.
Pedersen in front, goal, field umpire. Dennis
There's that
was,
man again.
Yeah, kept away from the football, shepherded it off out to Bolton. He's had a fair bit of the footy. Bolton goes forward, out wide. Districts, little chip in, clever kick in, hit the ground running. Another spearing pass forward, out of bounds, right forward pocket for Southern Districts.
And that's what I found as well. Just you said that exactly then, but is the spearing passes for Districts. They're really pinpointed passes where Palmerston Magpies just a little bit floating kicks,
Yeah.
and
They tried along the outer wing
Just
to
didn't-
sort of be a little bit fancy, but
But the piercing kicks of Southern Districts, of course, keep taking the wind factor away because you've put it up, the wind grabs it a little
Yeah.
bit. So, you know, just the disposals, I guess.
so
are
just the one
a lot
goal
cleaner.
kicked in the third term so far, and of course it went to Districts. In front, Williams, dragged out of the ruck. Kick on goal, Southern Districts.
Oh.
Across the face of goal and a minor score.
Yeah, just snuck that in for a minor score. So let's see what Palmerston can do from the kick out here. They're just finding it hard. They keep going that far side there and just looking back in to this near side. Not much on. Southern Districts have set up
Yeah,
really
they've
well
all
here.
gone across the far side, haven't they? Pedersen it is. Deep in defence. Kicks it outside defensive 50, but too easy. Mark not paid. Ball on the ground. In dispute. The handball won. The kick forward. This time. Mark not taken. It's dangerous. It's on the ground. Picking up Southern Districts. Back by hand. They go a long, long way back by hand. Kick on goal. And a minor score. Misses
Yeah, you
to
can
the
see
right-hand
Ronald
side.
Fijo with his hands up there. So again, probably burnt a few teammates there, which is un-Southern Districts like. So Shannon Rusk will probably talk to him about that as well. But, you know, when you're that far in front, it's not going to come back and bite you. But they need to just make sure they don't allow Maggies back into the game.
Enrique Andrews. Pedersen. Grandstand side. Ooh, snuck in a high tackle there. Ball out, handball, little kick. Can't find the handle. Now they do. Away they go.
Oh,
Southern District's
beautiful
right forward
kick.
pocket it was, wasn't it? That was Ronald Fijo.
Yeah.
Gets the ball out to Lee Williams.
Beautiful kick, that one. And a good lead as well by Williams. He made some distance on his opponent, but as we watch Magpies come out of the back line just before, they weren't hitting their targets. It's more out to space, kick and hope.
Yep.
And a little bit more direct Southern Districts.
Lee
That's-
Williams, very deliberate. Kicks on goal. Kicking goals is his job.
He's just missed that one, so we might have put the mockers on him.
Yeah. Ashton Hams has done a bit of work down back.
Yeah, look
What's
at
he
him.
calling for here?
Yeah, he wants everyone to gather in the middle and then sort of
Then
spread for the
spread.
the kick out, because what they're doing is that they're leading too quickly, and by the time they get it, so here they've gathered in the middle and now they break. So now we'll look for his target.
Lovely kick. Kicks it forward and a good strong mark taken.
Yeah, good hands out
Pedersen. Inside. Did it well. Adam Parry hasn't had much of it. Parry goes back. It's got to be precise.
there. Now they've got
It
a
is.
player over the
Hams.
top. They can move it quickly, so they've got an overlap here.
Andrews.
But well done to Districts there to hold up the footy.
Yep. Andrews inside to Wharf. Wharf will go back out to Andrews. Had a lot of the footy. Andrews onto the left. Gets Davey. They haven't advanced much, but they've got possession. Davey, what's he going to do? Run around the man. Did it easy. The old sold the dummy trick. Gets the ball out by hand to Tracy. Tracy, inside forward 50. Can the mark be taken? No, it can't. Ball on the ground. This is where Districts will rule supreme. Up and under pressure. Guthrie. Smith. And Lake bounces in the mud. Gets the ball out by hand to Smith. Smith forward. Varco. It's been a bit quiet since about the first quarter and a half. Varco inside Nagawali. Goes by hand. Not a terribly good handball. Back to Pedersen. Good enough to get it off the ground.
Good second effort there.
Yeah, it was. Nagawali gets it forward.
But a nothing kick again. Just a kick in hope into space and not hitting a target there.
They're not getting any closer to goal. The defensive Districts, they need goals. Andrews gets it back. Centre half back. Wharf gets it out wide in the Hams direction. Hams. Mark taken. One bounce. Big kick forward. Who's going to take the mark? Over the back. No mark taken.
There's Eddie. And rush through.
And a rush behind.
And we've seen that from Districts. And here's the quick kick out. So they're just on song here, Southern Districts. Well drilled.
Dropped it. Lambton. Sold the dummy. Goes onto the left foot. Kicked inside. Not too much advantage. Districts casually. Out they go and the mark taken and held up on the wing. Shannon. Kicks it forward. Sexton. Played well. Sexton goes forward in the Williams direction. But nice defensive work there by Adam Parry, who's lifted his game. Might have even had the wood on Williams. Adam Parry's been all right.
The only one goal scored in this quarter to Southern Districts.
And where are we? We're 16 and a half minutes into the term. But unfortunately, it went to Districts, and there's still got to be
Shannon
catch
Ruskett
up.
probably would be happy with just how the game's just going in this third quarter. Against the more quality sides, I guess it could come back to bite you. So you'll want goals on the board, that's for sure. So McQueen, that was the tested his leg there, so it looks all right. But there's a free kick, and it's going the way of Williams. So.
Well, we can't mark this down. Don't mark this down for a goal.
It's going to be a very, very hard kick there. He's right. The man on the mark is right against the behind post there. So
what's he going to do? He's a right footer. What would you do?
The snap. Inside out snap.
Really?
Yeah.
You won't go on your left?
No.
No.
What's he? No, he looks like he's going the drop punt. Unless he's going to run around.
It's got to be an educated kick. Kick on goal, right full forward. Where's the goal umpire? And he can kick him from anywhere. What are you talking about?
So 2 goals in this quarter. Southern Districts finally get their second. Magpies haven't got a goal in this quarter, and we're just about to hit red time in the next 2 minutes. So 18 minutes in this third quarter, and Southern Districts still ahead 87-42. They're finding they're going really tough here.
So how are the other games gone? At this stage we don't know because Nightcliff and Pint went down.
We did
hear
that Darwin Buffaloes lost to St Mary's.
Yep. And
it looks like Waratahs won 74-47 against
Pint.
So in progress is Nightcliff Tigers are up by 2 points against Wanderers.
Oh, okay. So it's not all doom and gloom yet. Matthew Dennis, second effort, very good. Gets the ball out, running his full measure, Sexton. Sexton kicks it forward. I reckon he's got another.
No,
touched. Touched on the line. Parry it was there. Very, very good, Parry. I've liked Sexton's game. Varco down there to bring the ball back in.
Yeah, they're going to go get the footy first.
Yeah.
So free.
Varco runs outside. Kicks forward. Lovely kick. Picked up Green. Green seems to have recovered from his org a little bit earlier in the game.
So the move's been made, Butters. So Eddie Betts has been moved up onto the footy.
Now they'll get it forward and there'll be no one there to get it.
So you can see him just there.
Bowden, immaculate as usual. Kicked forward, and there's big Lee Williams. Can he kick a goal? Is he within distance, you reckon?
He
No,
is.
he's
And
not gonna
with the breeze, there's a slight breeze behind him as well, but he looks to put it in the
kicks
corridor.
it inside 50.
Push,
Oh,
so
and a
free
good
kick.
free kick, I reckon, paid by the field umpire there.
He was pushed while he was in midair, so it was definitely there,
Tunnelled,
but
yep.
made sure that the umpire saw it. So
Well, he did. He exaggerated, but nonetheless, it was there, and it's a dangerous one.
yeah, the move was made with Eddie Betts, but as you said, the ball's not getting down there, so they need a bit of X factor on the ball.
McQueen it is. Got 2 goals in the first term.
Went a bit quiet in the second term. Come off earlier in this third quarter with a little bit of a hamstring injury, but went back out there.
So here he is. Jake McQueen, right of centre. He's a right footer. Good player, underrated player. McQueen to kick on goal and misses to the near side.
Yeah, he doesn't get rated enough, McQueen, but he's such a quality player for them. Has been now for a couple of seasons as well.
Fraser Driscoll's another one. They just
If a few are quiet, the others sort of, step up, and when they go quiet, the others step up again. So they've just got quality winners across the ground.
Side as Ashton Hams brings the ball back in, long left foot over the back. Couldn't take the mark. That was Enrique Andrews.
And Matty Dennis again. He made the spoil, then got the second effort, handballed to his teammate. So such a brilliant player, Matty Dennis.
By hand, dangerous. By hand, Varco. By foot. Picked up Mensch. Mensch by hand. They just cannot get it free.
And that's the pressure that's just applied by Southern Districts. And just out there, that's Will Farrow. Just needs to...
Yep.
No, that's Josiah.
Giving the free kick away.
So here they go again.
Yep.
Always looking to switch the play, aren't they, Southern Districts? And they move
more
it
than
so
happy
quickly.
to do that. Fijo, kicking to a leading player.
Yeah, so there's Josiah
I heard
Farrow's...
the whistle go, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, so the ball's going to go down. It's 50 going to the goal square, and that's
Fijo
against...
to kick from the goal square.
I reckon that's against Josiah, unfortunately, for the Magpies. They can
Yeah, I didn't see that.
opportunity to kick their third goal of this quarter.
Fijo has one. Got one in the first, got one in the third, and Southern Districts are on their way. They're marching on. They will stay on top of the ladder. It is early days. It's 22 and a half minutes into the third quarter. 14-11-95, 6-6-42. Districts well in control.
You're listening to Ian Butterworth and Tasha Medbury here. Round 13 at Cazalys Arena. In the third quarter, top of the table, Southern Districts just displaying great footy here against the Palmerston Magpies home ground. They've got a few quality ins as well this game, but unfortunately it's not paying off for the Palmerston Magpies.
A District's premiership material? I mean, they're on top of the ladder, so they've got to be in contention.
The way they're playing here in the structures, they're looking fit after the Christmas break as well, which is really important.
And they took Waratah, not apart, but comfortably before Christmas.
Yeah, I feel the other main contender is probably St Mary's.
Yeah.
And who got a good win over Buffaloes today as well. So it'll be good to see them two match up before the finals time.
Yep. Ball in dispute, right half forward. Luke Smith running after the footy, runs out wide, dodges around his man, kicks off the outside of the boot, looking for a goal, kicks across the face of goal. Methinks out of bounds on the full, doesn't matter. It is three-quarter time. 95 play, 14-11 to 6-6.
Yeah, three-quarter time here at Cazalys Arena. We'll be back for all the action in the last quarter here at Cazalys Arena. Southern Districts in front against the Palmerston Magpies. 95 plays 42.
This afternoon here at TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makar. Beautiful.
So welcome back to the last quarter here, round 13 at Cazalys Arena. Southern District's in front with the Palmerston Magpies, 95 plays 42. So very hard task ahead here for the Palmerston Magpies. This is finals time on the line for them. Southern District's on top of the ladder, so it's looking like they're going to go further ahead up top there, Butters.
Matthew Dennis again over Shane Miles. Umpire blows the whistle, blows time on. Hasn't indicated which way the kick's going, but obviously it's going to go to...
So Matty Shannon, I think it is.
Southern Districts.
So we think
Shannon,
there's been a
couple.
couple.
Right, Matty Shannon onto the left foot.
We think there's been a couple of reports tonight as well, so it'd be interesting, the match tribunal during the week.
Yes, it looks like there might have been a headbutt somewhere along the line. We've heard, and Lee Williams, we reckon, was reported in that third quarter. Mark Tagan,
yeah.
1 grab, 2 grab, not paid by the field umpire. Speaking of Lee Williams.
And he's kicked
runs
it. What a
around.
goal.
Lee Williams nailed it. He can kick him from anywhere except straight in front.
Oh, he thought he'd taken the mark. The umpire said play on. He managed to get boot to ball and kick it. That's a hard pocket to kick it from as well.
So inside the first minute, Southern Districts, if the game wasn't fait accompli, it probably is now. 101 plays 42, Natasha.
Yeah, 3 goals now to Lee Williams. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in this last quarter. And as you said, they've got it within a minute. So I reckon Shannon Rusker wouldn't have been too impressed with the third quarter there. They only kicked 3 goals.
Yeah.
Magpies
3 goals to nil.
To nil. But just reckon the way they've come out and started this quarter, they might have had a bit of a... Shannon might have had a bit of a chat to them, I reckon.
So Dennis against Miles. Let's look at it. Dennis comfortably gets the ball down. Bolton knocks it forward. Got a free kick. Will the advantage be paid? It will. Has been paid. McLaughlin gets it forward. Handballs to Lambton. Finishes up with the footy. Running around wide was Tracy. Hasn't been too bad a player. Been pretty good. Out to Guthrie. Been very good. Guthrie goes forward on the left foot. Kicks it forward. The back. He actually took a dive a little bit there, that Palmerston player. So a series of handballs inside the right foot.
Oh, got it high there, Lambton.
He did, didn't he? Picked up by Palmerston. Palmerston go forward, centre half forward. Big Pedersen, a little bit slow. Pedersen's second effort's been pretty good tonight, though. Picked up Betts, dragged off the footy. Good defensive work there, that time by Bowden. We expect that from him. Bowden's been terrific tonight, as Mazzini hasn't had much to do, but Bolton gets it out wide. Fijo.
He's been good, I thought, Fijo.
Yeah, hasn't he? He started quietly, gets it forward. Ashton Hams, been a star in defence for the Maggies.
So looking to switch
I reckon Brodie Lakes played his best game of the, well, not of the season necessarily, but here's Nagawali. Gets it out wide, goes by hand to Baxter Mensch. He can't find the handle. Ball on the ground, in dispute, pushed off by McLaughlin. Mensch, long raking handball, back to Lambton, been okay too. Lambton kicks it and kicks it poorly. Districts, their handballing's been good. Outside, it'll come back from Bolton. Bolton, back to teammate. Districts go forward. Kick was precise.
Here they are.
Right half forward. Here they go again. And it's Maney kicks forward to Williams.
Cross the face. I think he was in two minds there. He sort of looked at the big sticks and then seen the big full forward there. So then he.
But Parry once again's been pretty good. Williams has got 3 goals, but geez, half Williams' size, isn't he?
Yeah, got probably the strength to go with him, but definitely not the height.
Yeah. Picked up Josiah Farah.
Yeah, he's doing well in that back 50.
Yep. Farah goes back. Lovely kick. That's Tracy. Had a bit of it. Oh, interfered with, and a good free kick. Warranted free kick.
It put his hands over his shoulders. He didn't even use the momentum to get up there, Pedersen. But he was on his own and he was screaming for the footy, probably about 10 seconds before they actually delivered it to him. So they took too long to actually get it to him.
Which
there,
has
Butters.
been their way. Driscoll it was. Driscoll kicks it to McLaughlin. Further forward. Right half forward. Inside with by hand. Luke Smith. Smith smashed after he kicked it. And Lee Williams will get another one. And we can't blame his direct opponent, Parry, for that one, Adam Parry.
Oh, not much in that, but free kick. So Williams will go to look for his 4th here.
Yep.
He's
Well, it's
missed,
not a bad day at the office.
he's missed a couple as well. He could have probably kicked. If he gets this one, I reckon he's missed about 3. So,
Yep.
and he's drilled that one through.
Just snuck it through, didn't he? So Williams has got 2 this quarter, 4 for the game. Southern Districts march on.
So Magpies haven't kicked a goal since the 2nd quarter.
Yeah.
There's not the avenue
16-11
there.
to 6-6. Where are we? 5.5 minutes into the final term.
So just as they do a few rotations, but Jono Farah has been off since the 1st quarter pretty much for the Palmerston Magpies. So they were down a rotation very early. Just other scores tonight. The Darwin Buffaloes were defeated by St Mary's, 94 to 63. Waratah's got the win over Pints, 74 to 47, and still the other game is being played, which you'll be able to tune into straight after this game as well. Get the scores of that game.
Miles, but it's just plucked out of the ruck. He hasn't had a rest, hasn't had a chop out, has Matthew Dennis. Kicks it forward, and
Beautiful
the mark
kick.
taken comfortably.
He's got the Magpies in disarray here,
Matt
Southern
Shannon.
Districts.
Shannon goes forward, knocked it through. Andrews, terrific in defence. Rowan Wharf, Ryan Wharf kicks it forward.
Close to the boundary line.
Yeah.
Finally, it goes over now. So
Charlie Lucas, just a little bit slow.
he disguised that pretty well. The Southern Districts were asking for deliberate there, but the umpire wasn't going to give it. It was, but yeah, he disguised it very well. So Southern Districts have kicked 2 goals in this quarter. They kicked 3 in the last quarter. So the goal scoring has slowed down a little bit after half time. You can say that's credit to Palmerston Magpies, or just that they've taken the pedal off a little bit.
Bowden dropped what he should have taken, picked up Betts. Betts goes forward, over the back. Oh, and here he is again. Well done. I've just loved his game. Hasn't had much of it, but what he's done, Brody Lake, has been
and
fantastic.
he's done I think he's done his hamstring there, Butters.
But Brody Lake, keep an eye on him.
Oh, cramp.
Okay, well, I hope it is cramp and not a hamstring. 1 handball too many, Palmerston. Oh, goodness gracious. Ball is out into Mensch. Mensch goes back by hand to Andrews, who's been very, very good. I reckon he's nearly been their best player down in defence. Orlando Andrews, Enrique Andrews. Goes forward. He was off.
Yeah, he played on.
By the field umpire. Well done. That's Orlando Turner. I got them 2 mixed up. Varco.
And again, just having a shot on goal, but you've got Eddie Betts down there 1-on-1. They just haven't utilised it enough, I don't think, there, Butters.
Yeah. It's interesting, Bowden on Betts. I suppose they just pick one up. Bowden could play on anyone anyway. He's such a good player.
He is.
Fijo has been playing down back.
He's floating down there, and then from the wing, so more like a defensive wing, I feel, Fijo. But he's had a good game as well. There's just, you look through the team list of Southern Districts, and you've got ticks, as I can see, next to most of their names here, and sort of over the Palmerston side. There's just a few ticks, and mainly coming from the back line. Guthrie has played well, I thought. Baxter Mensch has got himself into the game, but started off really slowly.
Yep. Bolton. Just keeps getting possessions, Bolton. I think there was one game in the Waffle playing for Claremont, got over 50 possessions, so he is a ball.
Oh, wow.
Varco pushed his opponent out of the contest. Mintz.
Just not banding up either. Look at the spare players and the run.
Happening. Look at the handball. It's just immaculate. Fijo worried out of it. Picked up by our man McQueen. McQueen goes forward.
Oh, beautiful kick. Beautiful mark, running back with the flight of the footy there.
This is Bolton. Let's see how he goes kicking on goal from set shots. certainly within range. He wants to lay it off. I don't think he's too confident. I don't know too much about his goal kicking. I know he can win Sandover medals. I know he can win Claremont Best and Fairest. I think he won a Simpson medal
I reckon
too.
you'd be okay at kicking a few snags, I reckon, with those medals around his neck.
Won't make the distance.
No, kept it nice and
low. Terrible.
He took away the breeze concept there, but yeah, not his best kick tonight, that's for sure.
Ashton Hams is calling for it again. Wants him out wide. Where do I go? He'll swing onto the left foot. He really doesn't know where to go, does he? There's not too many options available.
He held it up. That's really well by Hams.
That's a good option. That was Charlie Lucas. Lucas goes forward. And away they go. Pedersen. Can he kick a goal? Long, long bomb over the back. Yes,
and he's managed to
got to pay the mark.
Didn't hit the ground that time. Well done, Will Farah. So finally, this can be their first goal since the second quarter. Let's be few and far between.
So Farah kicks on to kick on goal.
We're hitting 11 minutes in the last quarter here, round 13.
Got a goal in the first term, Will Farah.
He got the first goal of the game, I think it was. Will Farah, and he's
missed it.
No, he's got it. He snuck it in.
Did he?
So he's just snuck that one in, Butters. So the first goal on the board since the second quarter for the Palmerston Magpies. You can see Eddie Betts there smiling. Haven't had too much to smile about tonight. And there's Will Farah just getting in the face of an opponent there. Just needs to go back. You've kicked the goal. Don't do anything silly.
48 plays 108. If you do the sum, that's 60 points, and that's 10 goals.
60 points. So just got away from here, the Magpies, and will make it extremely hard to play finals footy. Like I said, in round 5 or 6, it was pretty guaranteed that Palmerston Magpies would make finals footy this season, but
I thought they were going to.
The door has been shut, I feel.
Yeah, it's not shut just yet, but it's on the verge, isn't it?
Oh, well done, Hansy.
Pedersen slipped over in your muddy patch out there. Sold the dummy, gets it forward. Once again, on the march. Terrific effort there.
Tracy was, dumped.
Right, hasn't he?
He was dumped after he kicked the footy there as well. Yeah, I think he's been one of their better players.
Yep.
Tonight off half-back.
Now Will Farah, instead of remonstrating, kicked the goal.
So he can go back and actually kick his third goal of the game. So they've only had 4 goal kickers, the Palmerston Magpies.
Yep.
And 10 Southern Districts. Big difference there.
That's a district's trait. Share the goal kicking. Will Farah.
So he's still remonstrating there, and you can see the trainer for the Palmerston Magpies just trying to calm him down.
Yeah.
Let him go back to the goal square there. He's such an important player, Will Farah. So score 8-6-54, plays Southern Districts 16-12, 108. We've gone 13 minutes in this last quarter here at Cazalys Arena.
I think it's just frustration from Farah. Been such a good player for such a long time. Captain Southern Districts to a premiership. So he's a premiership winning captain in the NTFL. And not too many people can put that on their CV.
Can always get a bit frustrating as well. You've left the team that's out there belting you, so in contention for a premiership. So
he could be there, but he's not. Give that one to Pedersen. Pedersen gets to Davey. Been all right, Davey, with limited opportunity. Kicks it forward, but the big, long arms that time. Southern Districts are just ruling supreme down there. Ben Galbraith. A quiet achiever in defence.
Good run down there. That should be holding the footy. No, the umpire, I think, said it's high, so free kick.
Inside to Bolton. Knocked up. Oh, dropped what he certainly should have taken. Varco found the handle. Kicks forward in the Farah direction. Has he got the pace? Doesn't matter. It's out of bounds. It beat him out of bounds. It'll be tossed in by the boundary umpire 35 metres around from the Palmerston goal. Just too little too late, isn't it? I think Southern Districts have just taken the foot off the pedal.
They have, and I reckon they sort of did that a little bit after half-time, to be completely honest with you, Butters. That, they only kicked the 3 goals in the third term, and they've only kicked 2, and Magpies have kicked 2 as well in this last quarter. So it's even
Stevens since well, not even Stevens, but
close to it. So that's why I was like, do you credit the Magpies with that? But I feel that Southern Districts just took a little bit
took
the pace off. Yeah, took the pace off the game and make sure they're right for next week. Got the kids having a good time here at footy.
Well, that's no good. I hope they should be home in bed. That's Michael Bowden. Grumpy I am. I'm grumpy.
It's a Saturday, Butters. It's a Saturday.
So they haven't even got any homework because they're on school holidays. That's over the shoulder.
Oh,
surely to goodness.
The umpires let it go. Reckon he ducked it and it's called holding the footy.
Hardly. Anyway, it's not our call. Driscoll. The kick was a shocker. Palmerston pats the ball off the ground.
Oh,
kick on goal, out of bounds on the full. It's a story of their night.
And I just looking down there and off screen, just for the Eddie Betts was by himself. So they've sprayed a shot on goal.
Yeah.
And
lower the eyes.
Yeah, not doing the team. So a lot of feelings gone out of this game. So they're just playing to this final siren. Just hitting on 16 minutes in the last quarter. 54 points the difference.
Mazzini. Almost a ripper. Picked up Southern Districts. Forward they go. In the direction, that time, of Bousted. Kicked a goal in the first term, but pinched nicely.
Yeah, by your man.
Yeah, Enrique Andrews. Well, yeah, Enrique Andrews. Here's McQueen. Threw that away.
You just look at the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 districts. 6, 7. 1 Palmerston Magpie on that screen there.
Yeah, so districts would clear. Here goes Mentha. Mentha inside. Stabs the ball forward. Over the back. Mark dropped. On the ground. Luke Smith backs away. Runs around one. Goes back by hand. Picks up Williams. Williams off the outside of the boot. And the ball is rushed through for a behind. Josiah Farah down there. Playing down back, Farah. I think you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, they moved him back. He started, that's Ryan Wharf there. Cramp. A lot of players are going down with cramp at the moment, actually.
Soft ground.
Soft ground. Haven't played for 2 weeks. Bit of fatigue setting in.
Andrews. Not a lot of meat on his bones, but by gee, he's courageous. Kicks the ball forward. Tracy.
That man again. He's racked up the possessions tonight.
Hasn't he? He's got ticks in a circle, as has Andrews. Threw the ball away. Running around wide. That time is Turner. Orlando Turner has a couple of goals. Good handball. Big Pedersen goes inside.
Good trap.
Chopped off. Yeah, it's chopped off. And away we go, Southern Districts. Luke Smith was too casual there, wasn't he? Josiah Farah got him. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Davey dragged off the footy. Should have been a free kick. Picked up Fijo, goes forward. Running hard at the football, Mentha hung on to. Got rid of the football, and I thought legitimately.
Oh, good bump. Used his body well. And Tracy did well to move over to this side of the ground to get the ball out of bounds. So
he's been a live wire. He's showed a lot.
Yeah, there's that many players stretching with cramp at the moment, but as they're all limping to the boundary line.
Too much Christmas cheer and a soft ground. They don't match. Tossed in. Deep in the forward line for Southern Districts. McLaughlin gets the ball. Josiah Farah barges his way through. Big, strong man onto the left foot. That was a 65-metre kick, so he cleared it well. And Michael Bowden, I think they're going to debate the issue about whether that was deliberate or not.
I reckon, no, they're setting. So
I'm glad, because it certainly didn't look like it.
No, he looked like he was kicking it to Betts, just got over the back.
That it went out of bounds, it wasn't worrying him, but nonetheless would have been a bit tough. Matthew Dennis in front. Davey. One way, then the other.
Oh, he's run a long way, yeah.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Matthew Dennis. Bolton. Fijo. Back to Bolton. Back to Fijo. You're waxing the footy, racking up possession. Picked up with Shannon. Shannon inside forward 50. Lambton, one way, then the other. Lambton's got not too many options. Out they go. Picked up by our man McQueen. McQueen kicks on goal, across the face of goal, hits the behind posts, out of bounds on the full.
Yeah,
just about to tick into time on in the final term. It is Southern Districts by 55 points.
Yeah, 4 goals kicked in this last quarter, 2 apiece. So probably the only positives that the Magpies can take out of tonight's game, along with kicking the first goal.
In the second half, they've held their own, the Maggies, pretty much.
I mean, it's going to be a tough ask. Next week they've got Darwin Buffaloes, the Maggies, so that's going to be a very hard game, and pretty much, I reckon a loss in that game is definitely out. It's here again at Cazalys Arena.
Okay. Southern Districts casually line up inside forward 50. Tracy gets the ball out in the Wharf direction. Wharf chooses the boundary option. It picked up McQueen, and he's taken over the boundary line.
And Southern Districts have Nightcliff next week, and they're playing that at Nightcliff home ground. Wanderers take on Pints at Tracy Village, and Waratahs take on Tiwi Bombers. So interesting round.
I think we'll know the makeup of the top 5 after next week.
After next week, I agree with you. Magpies have a bye round 15, so yeah, do or die basically.
Tracy onto the right boot, goes to centre half forward in the direction of Betts. Varco gets it, kicks on goal, over the top, and rolls through for a minor score.
So with Buffaloes not getting the win today, they're stuck on 22 points. Palmerston Magpies are on 18. Nightcliff are on 20 points. So a bit of a tight tussle there, and Pints as well are on equal points as Palmerston. So they didn't get the win today. So it's still, and Wanderers as well on equal points. So it's a real tight tussle for that 5th spot.
The fifth spot. The top 4 is probably secure.
Right.
Fraser Driscoll. Kick on goal. Left half forward. He's a right footer. Should suit him. The breeze just kicks up a little bit. Kicks, doesn't make the distance. Kicking into the face of the breeze. The mark missed by Lee Williams.
2 grabs.
Has 4. Could have had 5. Picked up by Fijo. Fijo a little up and under, and a fortunate mark. No, it wasn't. Wasn't 15. Touched off the boot. Play on called the umpire. Picked up by Tracy. Tracy, good tackle. Held it in. Is he going to ping him?
Oh.
Well,
bit stiff there. He did get rid of the footy, and it looked like the tackle sort of fell off a little bit, but
Sexton
and now
it is,
it's
but this
50.
Is easy. What's going on here?
So there's a 50 there. Just so ill discipline as well hasn't helped with the Maggies here tonight.
Sexton has 2 goals. Runs in, no one on the mark, and he kicks it out of the ground, a silly man. So there was no need for that, but nonetheless, that's his prerogative.
So he's kicked 3 goals here tonight.
Yep.
So we've got 2 to Ronald Fijo, 2 to Jake McQueen, 3 to Jack Sexton, 4 to Lee Williams, and then singles to Bousted, Shannon, Maney, Waitman, Luke Smith, and Bolton.
So 17 goals.
And Palmerston Magpies, Will Farrell with 3, Eddie Betts with 2, Turner with 2, and Josiah Farrell with 1.
And Betts got his 2 in the first quarter.
Yep. And to get them back, they were I think, within 2 goals.
It was 12-point lead.
12 point. We were like excited. They had to keep within striking distance, but then it just got away from them after that.
In that second.
It was the closest they come, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's blown out since then. So there it is. The game is over. 115 plays 55.
So we just went through the goal kickers. So just a few better players there. Butters, I can see you've got a lot of ticks against a few players there. I thought that Matty Dennis played outstandingly in the ruck. He didn't chop out at all, and I thought Ashley Hams was probably one of the better players, along with Anthony Tracy for Palmerston Magpies.
Yeah, Anthony Tracy. Enrique Andrews was good for the Magpies. Anthony Tracy. Eric Guthrie had his moments. Adam Parry down back was all right. Sam McNaughton just all right down back. But Southern Districts had all, all the good players. Jake McQueen, Matthew Dennis, outstanding. I think he was clearly best man on the ground. 3, 2 and 1 votes to Matthew Dennis. Fraser Driscoll was pretty good. Jack Sexton, number 27, was all right. And Luke Smith had his moments. But a big win, 17-13, 115 to Southern Districts. Palmerston, 8-7-55.
It's been a pleasure to host you tonight at Cazalys Arena for round 13. The win to Southern Districts takes them further ahead on top of the ladder. My name is Natasha Medbury and I was joined by Ian Butterworth. Thanks, Butters. Stay on NT News to catch the end of the Men's Premier League match between Nightcliff and Wanderers live from TIO Stadium. We'll be back next week.